Okay, we are back on live here with you guys, continuing our live tornado and thunderstorm coverage here. I'm George Herbig, Chief Forecaster here with Weather Now Kentucky. I'm sorry to have exited the broadcast there. It wasn't by any choice of mine. That was perhaps the strongest wind gust I have ever seen in my life that just took out our power and about took out our flagpole and everything else outside. It may have very well been a tornado. I couldn't tell because I wasn't sticking around long enough to look. Let's catch back up here because this line has absolutely exploded. Again, now that we have started a new broadcast, if you guys would not mind, please tap the share button at the bottom portion of your screen. Share this on your news feed so that way your friends and family can view it. Again, now that we have a new broadcast, I ask that you reshare the broadcast for me, please. Help us catch back up to where we were at there. Again, thank you guys very much for your support and your effort with that. Again, sorry I did not intentionally leave the broadcast. Our power got knocked out as at least 95-mile-per-hour winds went right through my front yard. It was a very, very, very heavy wind gust that came through and knocked all of us out here. But we are back here live with you guys, continuing our coverage. So let's go ahead and recap where we were at. Thank you guys again for all the shares coming through. I appreciate your help with getting us back to where we were at and helping us keep these folks informed and protected. I'm going to just refresh my broadcast one more time here and kind of get back going here. We are live once again. I will say that when I did first peek out the window, I heard a train. I saw a garbage can get lifted and turned left and thrown into a house and immediately ran to the bathroom. That's all I needed to see at that point. Love you, bro, from the clip. I appreciate that. So let's recap where we're at here. We do have tornado warnings all the way through Louisville down to Elizabethtown at this point, and I am seeing multiple pockets of rotation in Minor Lane Heights along I-65 there. If you're traveling anywhere along I-65 from Louisville to Elizabethtown right now, you need to pull off that road there and lay down in the ditch next to you. You do not park under an overpass. You do not stay in that vehicle. You get in the lowest point of a ditch that you can find, and you lay down in that ditch. Do not stay in a vehicle. Do not get under an overpass. All right. Again, we do see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 potential pockets of rotation here. And again, I can tell you that this rotation right here went through my home, as well as this one here, probably more so this one. And I can tell you this is serious stuff. Again, was enough to take my flagpole that is concreted into the ground, bend it completely 90 degrees, and flip it back up. That's how strong these winds are. Again, this is not anything to play around with. If you are in Shepherdsville, Minor Lane Heights, Hillview, Hebron Estates, Gap in the Knob, Beach Grove, Belmont, Lebanon Junction, Elizabethtown, you need to be in your safe spots, in your shelters right now. Again, these are all very serious indications of rotation ongoing. We have 83-mile-per-hour winds here near Beach Grove. That is just updated to 75. Up here in Hillview, we have 75-mile-per-hour winds ongoing there. In Elizabethtown, let's go ahead and change the tilt on this. Elizabethtown looks like we have probably 75-mile-per-hour winds going on here, as well as the potential for a tornado to be on the ground. Again, I do know that we have storms elsewhere out here in southwestern portions of the state that are starting to get stronger as well, but no rotation out here elsewhere in the state as of right now. These are all straight line winds of up to 65 miles per hour. The only rotation that we're seeing right now is in the central portion of the area where we have four separate tornado warnings active in north central Kentucky. I want to say real quickly, thank you to everyone again for sharing the broadcast. And since we did start a new broadcast, I hope that you guys help us by getting our information back out there. Share the broadcast for me, please. Help us get this information spread out so we can save some lives here. All right. Again, we do have massive wall of straight line winds of at least 70 miles per hour. Tornado warning, this is radar indicated. This is going to be for Bullitt County and Jefferson County. And then we have this tornado warning here that is also radar indicated. And this is going to be for Shepherdsville and northeastern Hardin, northwestern Nelson County, southwestern Spencer, Bullitt County, and central Kentucky. Down here in Elizabethtown, I am seeing a pocket of rotation starting to pop up once again just to the north of Elizabethtown toward Indian Hills and Tunnel Hills. Some rotation showing up there in the northern portion of Elizabethtown. I'm still just hearing massive winds outside, even as this line is passing us here. I'm going to shut my window real quickly so you guys can hear me a little bit better. All right, there we go. Now you guys should be able to hear me a little bit better. Again, I will give all clears here soon. Right now, we're focused on these 4 tornado warnings that we have, all within a 50-mile corridor, if you will. From Jeffersontown, which is on the eastern side of Jefferson County, down toward Elizabethtown with everyone included. Again, we do still see pockets of rotation across this entire line. And we're also seeing correlation drops occurring, which means debris may be being lofted into the atmosphere here for radars to pick up. Just want to make sure none of our emergency personnel need any assistance at this point. Okay, just got to answer one question real quick. Okay, we're good. We're back up. We're back. We're going here. Hopefully the power doesn't go out again. By the way, shout out to Nolan Electric. I don't know how in the world our power didn't stay off there. I mean, that was easily 90-mile-per-hour wind gust outside. I mean, easily. Not a doubt in my mind. Not a doubt in my mind. So shout out to those folks. I have no idea how that didn't happen. Thank you very much. So looking back here once again, I'm still seeing a notch out here toward Hillview. Still seeing a notch out down here toward Beech Grove. Let's go ahead and turn the tilt up on this radar for a second. You can see a little better. We're seeing notches everywhere, folks. We are seeing notches everywhere. Make sure if you are in any of these red boxes, be inside of your safe spots. Again, even if this is just straight line winds, this is significant straight line winds that may be occurring right now. So once again, remain in your safe spots. Do not go outside. Do not look out the window. Again, stay in your safe spots, which is the most interior and lowest portion of your building. Of course, not in a trailer, not in an RV, not in a vehicle. If you do find yourself in a vehicle traveling along I-65 or anywhere else, you do not want to go under an overpass, as those overpasses can collapse on you. Number two, you do not want to remain in that vehicle. That vehicle can be lofted up into the atmosphere and you can say goodbye. You want to go into that ditch that's laying next to the road as low as you can, and make sure you bring something out of your car to cover your head if you have anything. Again, that's the only thing that you can do if you're traveling on a roadway right now and you're in one of these red boxes. All right, and that's not hyperbole. I just witnessed it myself outside. This is happening, and this is at least 65-mile-per-hour wind gust, likely much higher than that. The tornado warning for Elizabethtown has been canceled, which I do agree with. I'm not really seeing a whole lot down there right now. Looks like this is more shifting along this central portion of this line. Hopefully, it's beginning to weaken. But we always said this was going to be the case. About 30 minutes before this happened, we saw the potential for those two lines to merge together. And when those two lines merge together, tornadogenesis can occur. Tornadogenesis is the rapid formation of a tornado to occur. And when those two lines merge together there, that is exactly what happened back out there in Hardinsburg and in Brandenburg, Kentucky. So the hope is that these start to weaken at some point. But you can see the notches on the eastern side of these lines here. These little notches here are where inflows exist, where rotation can start to be ramped up. So again, we don't want to let our guard down yet. Does look like the rotation is starting to weaken everywhere now, thank God. Because again, we were reading 110-mile-per-hour readings back out there toward Hardinsburg, Brandenburg, and again, even here, right before my power went out in Radcliffe, we were reading 89-mile-per-hour wind gust on the radar there. So once again, some significant wind gust ongoing right now. All of these are radar indicated. I can tell you that I really couldn't see for myself outside. Like I said, when I first looked outside the window, what I saw was a massive wall of winds. My flagpole, which is concreted into the ground, was completely bent over 90 degrees and then whipped back up. And then I turned my head to the left and I saw a garbage can get lifted from someone down the street and thrown toward their house. When I saw those three things happening, I immediately went to the shelter area. Again, not something I want to play around with just for a view. I did get a video, but the wind was blowing so fast. Guys, the wind was blowing so fast that the video looks blurry. Let me see if I can show you. Let me see if I can send it to maybe my wife and then pull it up. Or maybe I can email it to myself. Because I mean, I have to show you this. The lens was clean. Everything was good to go. The wind was just blowing so fast, it looks like a blur outside. Okay. Thank you, by the way, for the $10 donation on YouTube and for the subscriber on Facebook. I appreciate that. Once again, I want to reiterate right now, we do have 3 separate tornado warnings active. This is going to be for along the I-65 line here, just to the south of Shepherdsville, heading toward Lebanon Junction. And that's going to head to the east toward Cox's Creek, Bardstown, Scuffletown, and Brownington, where we see a couple of notches of potential rotation in there. Nothing too significant, but a couple of notches in there. just to the northwest of Mount Washington. Still seeing a little bit of a notch there of rotation now, just to the north of Mount Washington there. A little bit of rotation there, or a peak wind gust, if you will. Not really seeing anything in this northern box up here toward J-Town, Seatonville, Hopewell. Not really seeing a whole lot there at the moment on that particular warning. But I want to see if I can try to show you this. That's been downloaded. I don't know if this will work or not. Oh, is this just a picture? Oh, this is just a picture. Whoops. But you can see here, this is the edge of my swing, by the way. This was standing up. This is now on its side. So it was completely thrown there. I don't know why it only said the picture there. I was trying to get the video to show you. I'll pull it up here in a little bit when we get a little more time. But right now, I want to focus on these warnings. I'll show you that information later on. All right, but yeah, still significant wind gusts. So even if these are not tornadoes occurring, right, significant wind gusts enough to cause damages and injuries are occurring. All right, I want to take a real quick look around Kentucky real quickly, and then we'll focus back in on those warnings there. Significant wind gusts happening down here in southwestern Kentucky. 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts now beginning to ramp up on the southern side of the line toward Hopkinsville, Cadiz, Curlon, Lafayette, and Oak Grove, Nortonville, and Crofton, Greenville, and Central City, and Muhlenberg. A 60-mile-per-hour wind gust, your main threat there. Across the middle portion of this line here, consider yourselves lucky. Right now, that's not severe. All right, and it doesn't look to be the case at this point. Up here in northern Kentucky, seeing a lot of rainfall start to get in front of this line that will help to decrease the intensity of the northern portion of the line for places like Maysville, maybe even Mount Olivet, to Dry Ridge, to Owenton, to Carrollton, to Campbellsburg. We'll see if that's the case or not. But right now, it's this little middle portion over here in northern central Kentucky and this portion down here in southwestern Kentucky, which, by the way, I want to check on these winds here. Those are absolutely 70-mile-per-hour winds occurring. Yep, 67, 76, 72, 67, 71, 53. Again, nice wall of winds happening down here in southwestern Kentucky now. Heading up back over here toward where the tornado warnings are up here in north central Kentucky. New tornado warning has been issued. It is going to be for Spencer County, Shelby County, Jefferson County, and Bullock County in north central Kentucky. And again, this is, yes, we know. We know. Thank you. But again, this is going to be for Central County, or Central Spencer, Shelby, Jefferson, and Bullock counties. Morgan, thank you for your $2 donation on YouTube. I appreciate that. And again, Mount Washington, Taylorsville, Elk Creek along Highway 248 there. This person is chasing storms, but keeps going away from the storm. So I'm not really sure if I should pull that up or not. Going to velocity here. Again, we're still seeing these little ticks up here. Let's see if we can measure these wind gusts. 71-mile-per-hour wind still ongoing. That's heading right for Bardstown. So Bardstown, you got about 10 minutes till some 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts get into your area. Make sure that you're in your safe spot as well. Over here for this tornado warning to the north here, we're still measuring about 75 to 80-mile-per-hour winds for this warning up for Taylorsville, Elk Creek, just to the northeast of Mount Washington, up in north central Kentucky. So we're still measuring some nice wind gusts ongoing pretty much everywhere throughout this line, especially on the very southern portion of the line and very northern portion of the line in Kentucky. Now I can take a breath. Yes, I want to reiterate, by the way, once this line passes you, and you'll know if it passes you, all right, once this line passes you, your threat is done. You can see here where the storms have already been. Drop the temperatures down to the 50s. Dew points down to the 50s as well, where the storms haven't been yet. You can see the temperatures are still approaching the upper 60s, lower 70s. So once again, once this storm line passes you, pretty much tanks down a lot of the energy available. So don't really have any more concerns for the rest of the night there. Severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Nelson County, Hardin County, and LaRue County. This is going to be for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. And we'll actually be able to see this storm come in via the telecast camera in Hodgenville. You can see the lightning strikes starting to pop up there in northern Hardin, into Hardin County. Why is the oh wait, here we go. Let me fix this real quickly. There we go. And it's still not where I want it to be. That's fine right there. Let's go ahead and switch the camera over real quickly. We'll actually be able to see this severe thunderstorm warning cell come in toward LaRue County thanks to telecast cams. I know it has cams up there, but that was a pre-made template. This is from Telecast Communications. Let's go ahead and head over toward this one. You can see it off on the right side of your screen there. I believe Cam said this one's pointing directly north. So this should be able to see the right side of your screen up here where those clouds are, where you're seeing the lightning strikes occurring. That is Elizabethtown. That is the lightning that you're seeing from E-Town right now. And there goes the lightning strike in Hodgeville. Okay, going back over to our main radar here. We'll be able to see these tornado warnings still occurring out here for Elk Creek, Taylorsville, Shelbyville, to Fairfield, to Bardstown. And again, for New Haven, Hodgeville, Elizabethtown, Buffalo, and New Hope, a severe thunderstorm warning for you for 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. All right. Back over here toward western Kentucky and southwestern portions of the state, from Madisonville to Central City to Greenville to Arlington to Nortonville to Crofton to Hopkinsville to Cadiz to Oak Grove, Lafayette, 60 to 70-mile-per-hour wind gust ongoing there. Don't really see any pockets of rotation, so this looks more like just straight line winds, but still significant wind gust ongoing in those locations. One second, I'm just checking up on the latest information, make sure I didn't miss anything while I was away when the power went out. Oh, by the way, forgot to mention, just real quickly, we did have that Tornado Watch be expanded into Central Kentucky. So now it does include Campbellsville, Liberty, Jamestown, Glasgow, Horse Cave, Tompkinsville, Bowling Green, Russellville, so on and so forth. Again, we do have that Tornado Watch that has been expanded. Just want to make a real quick mention of that real quickly. Let's go ahead and check back in on our velocities here. We do have a tornado warning down here in Tennessee that might track up toward the Tennessee-Kentucky border. We'll have to keep an eye on that over the next little bit. I want to say real quickly, thank you again to everyone that has shared the broadcast, helping us to get back online here, helping us to spread our information out, keep folks informed and saved. Thank you for doing your part. I appreciate you guys helping us to spread the information out. Again, if you're looking for forecast information on what to expect for tonight, obviously right now we are busy covering the imminent threat. On our Facebook and Twitter pages, you can find the forecast information. We have it in post form, video form, the latest watches, so on and so forth on our Facebook and Twitter. Weather Now-Kentucky, you can view those things right now. Obviously, we're focused on more of the imminent threats. Once this line passes you, your threat is over, and you will know when it passes you. There's a lot of donations coming through right now as well. Obviously, with the imminent threat that we're focused on, I'm not really getting to a lot of them, but thank you again for your donations as well. Still seeing some nice notch of winds heading into Bardstown. Heads up, Bardstown. You have about 7 minutes until this gets to your location in Bardstown. Nice 65 to 70-mile-per-hour winds there. Looks like the rotation and winds have slowed down a bit up here for Shelbyville to Elk Creek to Taylorsville. So thank goodness that slowed down a little bit up there. We'll watch for any regeneration in those locations. Down here for Hodgeville to New Haven. Down here for Hodgeville to New Haven, back over toward Elizabethtown. Again, strong winds ongoing there, but no real rotation to worry about. We had a flash flood warning come out. That's for southern Indiana. That's what that sound was for that you heard. Checking back in on here for our friends in southwestern Kentucky. Not seeing any rotation down here at the moment. Some nice wind gusts occurring in Hopkinsville, back over to Cadiz. I'm sorry, I can't ever remember how to pronounce that. To Oak Grove. Wind gust ongoing there of 60 to 65 mile per hour, perhaps. Want to see if we can see anything on the cam here from LaRue County. I'm going to go back over to the original cam that we were on. I think that might be the best view that we're going to have of this severe cell moving into LaRue County. So we get a first actual look here, besides what I saw in my window. we'll actually get a look here at what the cameras are seeing whenever this refreshes and switches on over to the other camera. When that refreshes, I'll switch it back. I'll switch it back over. No, did we lose the cameras? Let me see if I can refresh it. No, I can't. No. I think we've frozen the cameras, guys. That's really unfortunate. Maybe Cam can get that going for us. No, once again, want to reiterate, once this line passes you, your severe threat is done. You will continue to see rain, winds, so on and so forth, but the severe threat is done. Oh, whoever said these were underperforming earlier is probably eating their words at this point. That's unfortunate. Hopkinsville, once again, nice wind gust ongoing out here, back over here toward land between the Lakes National Recreation Area. Again, 65-mile-per-hour wind gust ongoing, moving east. This will eventually head toward Elkton and Russellville down the road. Up here in central Kentucky, we're still seeing those wind gusts ongoing up here for 70 to 80 mile per hour. Back over here towards Central City and Greenville, we're still seeing 60 to 65 mile per hour wind gust in that area as well. Again, this warning has just been expanded out toward Elkton, Pembroke, and Fairview for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, but the main threat is up here in north central Kentucky, where we're remaining to see tornado warnings active throughout this area. And Bardstown, heads up, some rotation heading into your place right now. You should already be in the most interior and lowest floor of your building, making sure that you have something to cover your heads in Bardstown. Looks like a direct hit from at least 70-mile-per-hour wind gust going through Bardstown right now. We do now have an expansion of the tornado warning. And again, this will be near Nelson, or this will be for northeastern Nelson and Washington County in central Kentucky. This is for tornado and quarter-sized hail. Take cover now. Once again, obviously, the bulletin there. Marion County has no sirens. Should we be taking cover? Well, no, there's not a tornado warning for you. Oh, what is going on with the cameras? Well, this freaking stinks. I think I swapped them too fast. Oh, there we go. We're back. We're back. Nice. We are back. Now we can see the storm coming into LaRue County. This is, again, the storm that you're seeing in that yellow box there for Hodgenville. This is the cell coming into it. Although, unfortunately, can't really see too much on the camera right now. Looks like there's a lot of rain on it. All right, we'll just go back to the main screen for now. We'll see what we can see here in a second. I guess we'll go back to the original camera that we were on a while back before I started switching things. No, Cam, I don't know if you're still in here. I know I just saw your text. I think it was my OBS. I don't think it was you. All right. We'll check back in on those cameras in a little bit. Again, the storm line is approaching Hodgenville right now with 60-mile-per-hour winds ongoing. Maybe some cells starting to pop out in front of the line here. By the way, we still have 2 tornado warnings going for Taylorsville to Elk Creek, as well as Bardstown to Willisburg to Mackville, just to the north of Springfield there. Again, still seeing some rotation occurring, most notably in Bardstown. A little bit of rotation out here toward Taylorsville as well. But the most notable one being in Bardstown at the moment. Again, directly in the center of Bardstown is where we're seeing that rotation potentially occurring there. We'll take a look back down here to our southwest. Again, still seeing some nice wind gust ongoing out here. No rotation anywhere along this line at this point. We'll continue to keep looking on this for Hopkinsville, Oak Grove, Pembroke, Elkton areas up toward Nortonville, Madisonville, Central City, and Greenville. Again, no rotation ongoing in any of those severe storms there, but we are still seeing some nice walls of winds in those locations. We've seen a hell core here. No, we're not. So this absolutely is surface-based rotation. What is unknown at this point, obviously, is if this is actually a tornado on the ground or not. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning that has been issued. This is going to be for Greene County, Hart County, Grayson County, and Edmonson counties. This is only for 60-mile-per-hour wind gust and quarter-sized hail. We'll have to watch that, though. As this part of the line is starting to notch out, we'll have to watch and see if that continues to start to rotate here soon. Just taking a look and making sure we didn't miss anything. Okay, we're still good. I do want to pull up the power outage website. Take a look at the current outages. We do have 36,000 folks without power. Again, you can see where those higher wind gusts have tracked through. I imagine you'll start seeing more of these counties begin to get lit up as the reports come through. Again, it takes a little while to filter the reports. But over the last, let's say, hour or so, because I checked on this a little bit behind the scenes about an hour ago, and there was only about 1,000 folks without power. So within the last hour, there's been over 35,000 people lose power in just north central Kentucky and northwestern Kentucky. Most notably, looks like Bullitt County, over 17,000, likely more without power. In Jefferson County, only 410,000 being tracked there. The power outages are starting to really ramp up. Again, we do have warnings here for Hopkinsville to Pembroke, Central City to Nortonville to Greenville, all for 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. Munfordville to Bonneville for 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. Hodgenville to New Haven to Elizabethtown for 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. Tornado warning for Bardstown, again, where we see that notch and rotation occurring. Doesn't look as impressive now, thank goodness. So hopefully this is starting to get on that weakening trend. We'll continue to watch that area, of course. Over here for Taylorsville, it's still seeing a little bit on the front edge there, but this almost looks more like straight line winds, but you can get little quick spin ups. As you kind of see this little notch out right here in Bardstown, it's kind of what we're talking about, that little wiggle out from the actual main straight line there. It's that little wiggle out where the rotation might be. All right, now just a kind of a broad overview look here. This is kind of what we're looking at right now as these storms progress east. I do think that appeared about an hour and a half or so is when these storms should begin to weaken. Let's look at some of our energies here on the meso-analysis. Wind shear. Lots of wind shear out there now. Lots of that. That's why the storms really took an uptick. A lot more wind shear here than what there was, especially at the surface. Lots of wind shear. Best tornado threat right now, as you can see, this is the Violent Tornado Index. The best tornado threat right now is secluded to western Tennessee. Almost no threat in Kentucky, just a very small one. But we can still see that even though it has been small, it's been able to take advantage of what little energy is there. I will tell you once again, just remind you folks, you will know you're in the all clear when this line passes you. So when this line has passed you, you will know it, obviously. And once it has passed you, you will be in the all clear. You will still continue to see rain, winds, maybe even hear some thunder, see some lightning. But you're not going to see any more severe weather once this line passes you. We need to invent windshield wipers for cameras. I think that's my next priority. I'm gonna have to go see Dr. Owsley after this week. I'm looking up at our main screen here. My neck is like done. Dr. Owsley is a great chiropractor in Elizabethtown. All right. Check back in on our storms down here in Southwest. Still just a nice wall of winds. Don't really see any rotation down here. So for you folks in Hopkinsville, Oak Grove that are seeing the storm, Greenville, Central City that are seeing the storm, Beachmont, Rochester, Dunmore, Elkton, Guthrie, you're up next. Again, for all of you folks, don't see any rotation out there right now. Some nice straight line 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. Up here in central portions of Kentucky, nice straight line wind gust ongoing here as it heads into Bonneville, Mumfordville. We'll keep an eye on this storm here to see if it picks up any rotation. In Hodgenville and New Haven, where we're seeing the storm go through the camera there in LaRue County, again, severe wind gusts up to 60 mile per hour there, but no real rotation in there either. The rotation in Bardstown has definitely taken a tick down, which is good news. The rotation in Taylorsville has taken a tick down as well. If this continues its trend, I wouldn't be surprised to see these warnings perhaps canceled. I have turned the volume down on that so many times. It is still just blasting. Jennifer might have an eye on this Taylorsville storm. I think she's just parked. I'm not really sure what's happening here, but you can see how, look at how slanted the rain is coming down. That's how significant those wind gusts are. Don't really see this tree doing a whole lot yet, but you can see that there's just the sheets of rain coming down in the background there. This is again from Jennifer McMahon of Hascam. She is in Shelbyville, Kentucky. I didn't say there was a tornado in Bardstown. I said there was a tornado warning in Bardstown for whoever was asking about that. Someone said tornado in Bardstown where? So now we're starting to see those winds pick back up just to the east of Bardstown. Let's keep an eye. Again, this one just keeps pulsing up and down. Again, winds starting to pick back up now just on the eastern side of Nelson County as this heads out toward Fredericktown, Mooresville, toward West Willisburg, and Mackville. Yeah, for you folks up here in northern Kentucky, none of this is severe right now, but for you folks in Owenston and Monterey to Frankfort, to Stamping Ground, to Sadieville, to Williamstown, to Dry Ridge, Mount Olivet, so on and so forth. These storms are not severe, but look out for some nice wind gusts as these storms come through and may potentially turn severe down the road for you folks in Georgetown, Frankfort, and there it is right there. Severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Frankfort to Georgetown to Midway along Highway 127 there going back toward Imminent and Newcastle. And this is going to be for 60 mile per hour wind gust here. I might turn that off soon. That's giving me a headache. No real rotation. And once again, this one toward Bardstown is trying to tick back up again. We'll see how that continues to trend. It's not necessarily anything super impressive, but this might be enough to initiate some rotation on the ground here, just to the east of Bardstown, as this heads out toward Willisburg and Mackville. Again, we're keeping an eye on this central Kentucky portion of the area the hardest because this is where storms have been the strongest over the last hour or so. Pembroke, Oak Grove. Looks like the storm down here is starting to get more toward Pembroke, Trenton, and Oak Grove. 16 mile per hour wind gust, the main threat there. I imagine that this threat over here towards Central City, Greenville, and Beachmont might be canceled. Not really seeing a whole lot up there at this point. Maybe some nice 45 to 55 mile per hour wind gusts ongoing there, but those are not quite severe levels. Bonneville to Mumfordville, you still have your severe warning for 60 mile per hour wind gust. Springfield to Loretto, Lebanon, Raywick to Campbellsville, your severe warning is for 60 mile per hour wind gust as well. We still have the 2 tornado warnings ongoing in north central Kentucky, Bloomfield to Bardstown to Willisburg to Mackville, and then again up here for Taylorsville to Elk Creek to Shelbyville, and then for Shelbyville, Frankfort, Georgetown, Midway, Stamping Ground, Sadieville, severe warning there for 60 mile per hour wind gusts. So just kind of zooming out here, taking an overall view of where we're at right now. Again, I want to reiterate for a lot of those folks asking right now, for example, there's a lot of folks in E-Town asking if you're clear. Yes, you are. Once the main front of the line gets past you, you are clear. Again, you will still continue to see rain, thunderstorms, so on and so forth throughout the night, but the severe threat is over once the line passes you. Like for in Bardstown, this line the front edge of this line just got past you, you are clear. Again, you're going to continue to see and hear thunderstorms and hear wind and stuff. But once again, once the line is past you, you are clear. No, Hopkinsville is not clear yet. The line is not fully past you yet. Okay, I'm not going to get into the whole zip code's clear. Just remember, you can see the radar for yourself. You should know where you're at on the map. Just putting that out there. If the line is past you, you are clear. This line is heading east, so anything that's behind this line is clear. So again, I'll just kind of draw it here for a second here. So this line is past. This line is here right now, right? So that means everything back here is clear. So once it's already hit you, you are clear. I do not see any rotation anywhere at the moment for any of the severe warnings, only for the tornado warnings. I want to check here again. For the severe warning up here for Frankfurt, no rotation. Taylorsville, tornado warning, no real rotation there either. Some broad rotation just to the east of Bardstown, heading toward Willisburg and Macville. 4 year severe warnings here in New Haven, New Hope, Raywick, Loretto, no rotation there. Mumfordville to Bonneville, no rotation there. Over here for Hopkinsville. Let's go check back in, click back here on this radar. I'm actually going to go to the Paducah radar. No real rotation, but a nice wall of winds for Pembroke to Fairview to Oak Grove to Hopkinsville to Lafayette. So no real rotation anywhere. The only spot I'm really seeing it is just east of Bardstown, and even that's probably modest at best. So again, we should be transitioning to mainly a damaging wind threat at this point. Chelsea, the storms will calm down before they get to Monticello a little bit, but you will still have that wind threat. Once again, the same threat for everyone in Kentucky today. Number 1 is going to be damaging winds. Number 2, some small to medium hail at this point. And number 3, the chance of a couple more tornadoes. Again, the line is pulsing up and down. That's fine, Caitlin. That's why I explained that if you heard or saw the line go past you already, you should know, because you can hear this line. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning up here for Mount Olivet to Brooksville to Falmouth to Dry Ridge to Owington. This is going to be for 60-mile-per-hour wind gust and the chance at 1-inch diameter hail. Guys, everyone, calm down. Everyone, calm down. No one's going to lose their lives tonight. Everyone, take a breath. Everyone, take a breath. I see there's a lot of anxiety going on in the chats. I see there's a lot of anxiety happening, a lot of tension happening. Last thing I want to see is people fighting in my chat. Okay. Number two is this is not going to be a life-threatening thing. I think, in my opinion, at this point, as long as you remain indoors. So if you're indoors and you're watching the stream, you're going to be fine. Just relax. We got 90-mile-per-hour winds here in Radcliffe just a short while ago. I'm still standing here. Even my power's back on. All right. So everyone just kind of take a breath. Just relax. I know a lot of what we've gone through in the past in Kentucky, 2021, 2022, 2023, hell, even 2024, causes a lot of storm anxiety. I have a little bit myself, and I know how to do this stuff, okay? But if I'm telling you to relax, just relax. Just chill. When the storm line, you're not helping anything right now, dude. When the storm line goes past you, you will know it. I have people asking me what the storm looks like, okay? That's how much anxiety is going on right now. I need you guys to relax. Take a breath. All right? Take a breath. There's not going to be any EF4s tonight. There's not going to be any violent historic tornadoes tonight. These are quick spin-ups that may produce 90-mile-per-hour winds or 100-mile-per-hour winds, and that's it. Is it going to cause damages? Yes. But you're not going to lose your life. You're not going to lose your limbs as long as you're practicing responsibly and staying indoors. It's as common as that. So just relax. Once the storm line is past you, you will know, because you know what a storm looks like, folks. That's why I find it kind of crazy y'all are asking me what the storm looks like. When you see a bunch of lightning, you know the storm's there. When you hear a bunch of rain, you know the storm's there. When you feel the wind coming through, you know the storm's there. Once it's past you, it will calm down. And once it's calm, your threat's over. All right? So I just wanted everyone to calm down, take a breath. Take a breath. Everyone relax. It's going to be okay. We're right here with you. There's nothing you're going to miss because we're covering every inch of the state, right? So just we're here. We're here. Okay? All right. Now we have woo-saw going on. I promise I will tell you guys when to panic. You guys haven't heard me panic even when I was in the middle of what could have been a tornado feet from my house. It just shh. All right, back to the weather here. Again, All right, severe warnings do line this entire line of storms from Dry Ridge to Owens to Monterey to Frankfurt to Lawrenceburg, and then, of course, to Willisburg to Macville, where we see that tornado warning still ongoing there just to the east of Bardstown. Springfield, Loretto, and Campbellsville, severe warning for you. Bonnieville, Mumfordville, severe warning for you. Western Bowling Green to Russellville to Lewisburg to Adairville to Dunmore to Elkton to Pembroke to Hopkinsville to Greenville to Central City. Severe warnings for you as well. All right. All those severe warnings are for 60-mile-per-hour wind gust and small hail. The tornado warning here for eastern Nelson County going in toward Willisburg. Still am seeing a little bit of rotation there as it heads out to Highway 438 to Willisburg to Macville. All right. Not really seeing a whole lot to support any type of real tornadoes occurring there. Don't see a correlation drop. Don't see any crazy rotation. But there is enough to support that tornado warning. So it's a very borderline warning. So there's your general overview there. I'm aware, Adna. I'm not going to show the model right now. It's pointless at this point. Right now we are in forecast or a nowcast mode. I promise all the forecast and everything like that is already on our page. While we have an active tornado warning, I will not leave this radar. Boston's obviously pretty close to what's occurring out here. Again, Boston, you already heard the storms go through you. You know it's calmer now. You know your threat's over. Just taking a quick second to look over the radar here. Where's that Nashville radar? There it is. No real rotation right here, but we need to keep an eye on Elkton to Trenton to Oak Grove, where these winds are starting to peak out a little bit. Where we're seeing 60 to 65-mile-per-hour wind gusts along these severe warning boxes down here in southern Kentucky. What I want to look at, again, is up here for where our tornado warning actually is. Still seeing some rotation there, not a whole lot. Nice swallow winds from Mumfordville to Bonnieville to Hardyville, but no rotation there either. No rotation up here in northern Kentucky, just some nice winds occurring. Maybe a little bit of hail as well. Let me go ahead and check the vertical integrated liquid. A little bit of hail occurring up there as well, but nothing too crazy in those locations. 60-mile-per-hour wind gust the main threat. So the main threat right now for pretty much everyone that's in a yellow box is 60-mile-per-hour wind. Look at that camera go crazy. I just saw that out of the corner of my eye. Look at the camera in LaRue County going crazy from the lightning. Or was that just the rain trickling? Oh, that was just the rain trickling. Oh, okay. Dude, I thought there was just some ridiculous lightning out there. Again, once the line is past you, you are done, folks. I want to see if we have any pictures. By the way, if you have any pictures or videos to send me, you can DM them to me on Facebook at Weather Now Kentucky. Okay. Trying to see 1 second. Pulling up our DMs real quick to see if we have anything to offer anybody. Trying to just get some perspective for everyone out there. Maybe some tornado damage there in Owensboro. That's pretty close. By the way, if you send me a picture or anything, I'm sharing it on the broadcast. Just so that's my alert for you. I can't tell. Why is the picture disappearing? Oh, we're getting a bunch of messages. That's why. Uh, Looks like it was. I'm trying to figure out what this is right here. It looks like something may have been thrown. I can't tell if that's straight line winds or anything from that. Definitely, at the least straight line winds. Um, Nicholasville facing north. Okay, John, thank you. Can't really tell what's going on there at the moment. We'll keep that up though. I'll keep that up over here on the side. Thank you, John, for that. I got you back, Nikki. Thank you. Again, taking a look back in here. Just want to take a real quick gander back over the radar. Like still straight line winds occurring on these warnings down here in south central Kentucky. Nothing really too majorly concerning there. Keep an eye on that though, in case those bow out. Here from Bonneville to Mumfordville to Hardyville, straight line winds there. Also looks like it's beginning to weaken. Over here towards central Kentucky, looks like that part is starting to weaken as well. Tornado warning is also starting to weaken as well. Looks like a lot of this is beginning to become weaker. Looks like we're transitioning to more of the southern side, which makes sense. So in situations like this, when you're dealing with what we call a quasi-linear convective system, a QLCS, after these move east and continue to push east, the southern sides of the lines will continue to get stronger. Like for example, this was stronger. For example, when the day first started, I'll show you. When the day first started, the Indiana side of the line of storms was stronger. Then we got to the afternoon. Then it went to southern Indiana. Then we got to just a little bit of go, and then went to the Ohio River where we are at, Radcliffe in northern Hardin County. And now it's going down towards southern Kentucky. And then eventually it's going down toward Tennessee. That's how the severe risk is going to fall off tonight. All right. So again, it looks like it's starting a weekend, but we'll keep an eye on everything here. While I don't see anything life-threatening for the moment, please allow me a second to go to the bathroom. I have not been to the bathroom in a long time, and I gotta go. Again, I'm not turning off the broadcast, and no one go anywhere. No one freak out. We're still gonna be right here. I'm taking a minute to go to the bathroom. There's nothing life-threatening right now. All right, glad we had the covered. I am back, y'all. Sorry about that. I had to kind of refresh there. You know, went from broadcasting since 6:30 to Eastern time to being in what might have been the tornado outside to going right back onto the broadcast. I need like a minute to just reset there, go to the bathroom. We're back now. We are back now. Okay. I have a snack bar in the bathroom? No. I went out to the kitchen to grab the water bottle. What in the world? That would be cool, though. Okay. So, let's look here. No, there's not a tornado warning right at this time for Marion County. Whoever was asking about that. No rotation, no rotation. Maybe a smidge, but I don't think that's enough to warrant a warning at this point. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Let's check down here. Nothing. Looks like a massive wall of straight line winds for all these storms. That's from, and looks like they're going to go with severe warning instead of tornado warning. That's good stuff. Looks like from Brooksville to Mount Olivet to Falmouth to Dry Ridge to Owenton to Monterey to Georgetown to Frankfort to Midway to Versailles to Lawrenceburg to Salvisa to Harrodsburg to Perryville to Mackville to Springfield to Loretto to Campbellsville to Mumfordville to Bonnieville to Lewisburg, Russellville, Elkton, Fairview, Pembroke, Trenton, Adairville, Auburn, Bowling Green. All 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts as the threat right now. And again, we do expect these to begin their weakening trend here soon. Not at this moment, but here soon. So if you did not hear your name mentioned, you are either all clear, or by the time the storms get to you, they should be in a weaker state. Again, may still pose a severe risk, but it should begin to start getting into a weaker state. So again, just kind of proves that everyone can take a chill pill. Everyone can relax. We got Charles back. 10 with a $20 donation on YouTube. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Greetings from Bowling Green. You have a lot of patience. Stay safe, everyone. I feel well informed because of your updates over the past few days. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Foul myth, not fall myth. I've given up because you know what? I'm of the belief that Kentucky is top 10 for the weirdest named cities everywhere. We got hail. Yeah, this shouldn't be too large though. 1 inch diameter is the reading right now from the radar. Hit Bowling Green with a huge tornado. There's nothing. Oh, you're saying 2 hit No, they've had plenty. They've had plenty. I mean, Freddy's. Dude, I love Freddy's. Matter of fact, I used to work there for a little bit. Actually, one of my favorite jobs I've ever had. Genuinely. Owensboro had just straight line winds, no tornado. Thank you for the update there. All the hype the last couple of days for this. What are you talking about, Michael? My goodness, I cannot stand people like you. And I'm sorry for being so blunt. But what did we forecast last few days, everybody? Matter of fact, let me pull this up because now you just irked me. And I know that's what your goal was to just irk me. And 9 times out of 10, I would just ignore you. But you've irked me a little bit. So, let's see here. Let me pull this up. Let's pull this up. Let me scroll down to it. So this is our forecast from last night. This is our main forecast that we created. And this is the one that we've rolled with. We have not changed. Purple and pink. This area is at play to see all modes of severe weather, including damaging wind gusts up to 75 mile per hour, large hail up to 2 inches in diameter, and a few tornadoes. A couple may be strong. Let's see here. What did we see out there in Western Kentucky? We saw 120 mile per hour winds. We also saw, observed, by the way, 2 tornadoes on the Kentucky-Missouri border. One of which was very strong, and we saw hail about 2.5 inches in diameter. Purple, pink, verified. Red, this area is at play for all modes as well, but the greatest threats are damaging wind gusts up to 75 mile per hour and large hail up to 2 inches in diameter. A couple tornadoes possible, but not as possible as the purple, pink zone. Let's see here. In red, we have seen at least seven different spots of rotation along that red zone, as well as readings of 100 mile per hour of damages of winds. And so looks like that verified. Orange, this area is where we feel the tornado threat really begins to drop off. It isn't 0, but it is remarkably lower. The hail threat also begins to widen down here with hail up to 1.5 inches in diameter possible. Still an elevated threat, but not as high as the previous 2 zones, damaging wind gusts up to 70 mile per hour in the primary threat. That's along the Bowling Green, E-Town, Lexington, Maysville lines. Let's pull up the radar real quickly. Oh, look at that. All damaging winds of up to 60 mile per hour, 70 mile per hour along those same areas. Tornado warning, by the way, for Bowling Green. All right. Yellow. Storms begin to expand their range shields here. This means more rain and less odds for severe weather. Damaging winds and flash flooding are the main primary threats. So no, this was not hypecasted. This was accurately forecasted. And man, I just cannot stand people do that. All right, back to the radar here. Bowling Green, again, tornado warning has been issued for Auburn to Russellville to Bowling Green to Plano to Lewisburg. Again, this is a tornado warning that has been radar indicated, and this is going to be for central Logan, northwestern Simpson, south central Butler, and western Warren counties and south central Kentucky until 10:15 p.m. Central Time. At 9:44 p.m. Central Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Russellville, moving east at 65 miles per hour. Flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. This dangerous storm will be near Bowling Green around 10 p.m., Memphis Junction around Crestmore, Memphis Junction and Crestmore around 10:05 p.m., and Plum Springs and Mount Victor around 10:10 p.m., all Central Daylight Time. I'm sorry about that, but I can't stand when people do that. When we're in the middle of having tornado warnings and severe warnings. Like, not every event's going to be a biblical weather episode, guys. This was accurately forecasted by not only us, but by the National Weather Service. And 9 times out of 10, like I said, I would ignore stuff like that. But that's just ridiculous. How are you that bored? Is there not better things to do? And again, right now we're focused on this area where a tornado warning is active. Sorry, I'm also hungry too, so my patience level is way down because we've been live for the last 5 hours. All right. Thank you for a $10 donation on YouTube, Jules. I appreciate that. My main goal. Thank you for your $5 donation on YouTube as well. Again, sorry about that. Don't usually do that, but listen. Uh, sometimes we gotta set the record straight, guys, because we cannot keep letting these people on the internet just be so damn bored with their lives that they're just in here doing absolutely nothing and accomplishing absolutely nothing. Whereas we put out a pretty, I'm not going to say a perfect forecast, but it's really, really spot on. Um, and so, like I said, 9 times out of 10, I would have ignored that. But sometimes you got to set the record straight, and the record is it's right. It's right there. It's right there. So, okay. Tornado warnings for Chandler's Chapel, Gasper, Auburn, Russellville, South Union, Rockville, Blue Level, and Bowling Green. So I want to check again. Yeah, I'm not really even seeing a whole lot here, quite honestly, with you. Uh, is there a tornado on the ground in Bowling Green? I have no idea. I can just tell you this is radar indicated, and there is a warning here. All right. But again, I cannot tell you for sure. And quite honestly, I'm not seeing a whole lot on the radar here to indicate rotation. There is a small notch out toward Russellville where you see the little notch come out and then in right here. But it's not a whole lot there to really work with. And even on the other radars here, I'm picking up on a little bit, just not a whole lot. Not a whole lot to really look at right there. Again, elsewhere in the state, Lexington, you just had a severe thunderstorm warning issued for your area for 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. And again, that's going to be for Cynthiana to Carlisle to Paris, Lexington to Nicholasville to Richmond, to Fall. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. To Dry Ridge, to Berry, to Sadieville, Stamping Ground, Midway, Versailles, Salvisa, Highbridge, Harrodsburg, Perryville, Danville, Mackville, Willisburg, Springfield. Again, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, the main threat for all of those warnings up there in northern Kentucky. The gap is now here in central Kentucky, where we have no severe warnings at the moment. Bowling Green to Auburn to Russellville to Lewisburg is where we see a tornado warning, but to be quite honest, I'm not seeing a whole ton here. Again, there is a bit of a notch out here. Let me see. Again, once this line passes you, you are clear. We appreciate all you do. He must be a WBKO fan. Comment on that. Again, I just want to apologize again. I shouldn't have done that, but you know, it, we're all human beings. We're all human beings, right? And 9 times out of 10, I wouldn't let that guy get to me. But when we're in the middle of what we just went through, especially at my own house where I saw at least 90-mile-per-hour wind gust, and this might be one of the best forecasts I've made in a while, I'm not going to let that fly. I'm not going to let that fly. Thank you, Anissa. Oh, I'm not down at all. I just wanted to set the record straight there. Aaron, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Has he said anything about Oak Grove? Yes, Oak Grove was in a severe warning, now included on the edge of the severe warning, but looks like the line is mainly getting past you at this point. We've covered every area that has a severe warning right now. Again, the most notable being down here toward Russellville, where we see a bit of a notch in the rotation. Again, it's not anything overly impressive. Not overly impressive, but there is a small notch there. It's not a whole lot, guys. I wouldn't be surprised if this is maybe a quick spin up and then it's back up. Thank you, Pro Rancher. Thank you, Dana. Do you need chat mods? Jim, we're going to look at that here soon. Has the tornado warning for Washington County been extended? No, it has not. It's gone to a severe thunderstorm warning, which is the right play because there's. Let's check it again just to make sure. Yeah, there's no rotation at all up here anymore. This part of the line should begin to become what we call outflow dominant. So it should start to see mainly just winds and rain up here. Not really a whole lot of hail. You might still see some, obviously, but not really a whole lot of hail. This part of the line down here might still be severe for about another hour or so. But it is almost about 11 o'clock now. So I think we'll start to see some of these storms really begin to die down. And yeah, even again down here for this tornado warning storm, I'm just not seeing a whole lot. Within this, you can get rotation to occur, but it needs to notch out more. See, it's almost a smooth line. You have this little notch right here, but this is way too wide of a notch. This is way too wide of a notch. So I'm not really seeing a whole lot for this warning down here in Russellville to Auburn and Bowling Green. This goes for another 20 minutes as well. Again, of course, the National Weather Service out of Louisville may be seeing something that I'm not. That's always the potential as well. And there is a bit of a notch on the reflectivity. So I will say that. There not really any correlation drops. I'm trying to find anything here. You do have hail behind it, which may sometimes indicate that rotation is occurring on the surface. But this is very bleak at best. Put it back on the main. Man, I wish I had right there. Have a good night, George. Thank you. I'm gonna butcher that name, but thank you very much. Again, if the line is past you, you can go to sleep. You're all clear and stuff. Whatever the words you want to look for is. Now, of course, you will still hear rain, see thunderstorm activity, but the severe window is closed. Yes, like for example, Paducah is in the clear. That line passed you a while ago. So I don't have an interior room in my home, but we do have a closet under the stairs, but it's by the outside wall. Everyone has an interior portion of their home. You just go to the interior portion is the middle portion of your home. It's like a hallway, or everyone has something, or a bathroom. I just moved to Kentucky from Florida about 6 months ago. You went from one weather extreme to the other. Again, once the line is past you, you are cleared. Yes. Correct, Aaron. Yes, like for example, Grayson County is clear as well. For example, Taylorsville, Kentucky is clear as well. So again, once the line is past you, you are clear. I've been very bad about thanking the people for their donations. Just real quickly, while we have a quick second, because again, I'm not really seeing a whole lot for this Bowling Green Storm. I'm just not. Let me check one more time. Yeah, just not seeing a whole lot for that, but we'll keep watching it. Lynette with a $10 donation, Lee with a $20 donation, Kaylee with a $10 donation, John with a $20 donation, Donald with a $40 donation, Robert with a $10 donation, oh my goodness, Gina with a $20 donation, Lauren with a $10 donation. Thank you all very much for your kindness and your overwhelming support. I appreciate you guys a lot. You don't have to do that. Thank you guys again for all of your donations, support, shares, likes, follows, subscribers, all those good things tonight. Thank you guys again for all of your support and trusting us to take you through a night like tonight. Rotation in Auburn, no. Again, this is literally on our screen right here. I'm not seeing a whole lot. There's a very small amount, but that small amount would likely indicate a hell core is growing, and that is the case. So this looks more like elevated rotation to me. It's very close, and it could go surface based at any point. But as of right now, it looks more elevated. And you guys are still sending donations. Oh my goodness. Sarah with a $10 donation. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys. Winds are kicking in Georgetown. Yes, you have a severe warning up there for 60-mile-per-hour winds. Let's go ahead and check back in on Georgetown. And it looks like a lot of this line up here for northern Kentucky, like places like Mount Olivet, Brooksville, Barry, Cynthiana, Sadieville, Georgetown, Midway, to Lexington, Nicholasville, to Highbridge, to Harrodsburg, Perryville, so on and so forth. This portion of the line is starting to become a little bit more rain and wind based. So the wind threat right now is 60 mile per hour for everyone in this yellow boxes, or in these yellow boxes, I should say. Little hail involved with that as well. No rotation at all whatsoever with any of these boxes up here in northern or eastern Kentucky. All right, the only rotation I'm seeing at all is down here toward Russellville and Auburn, and even that is very, very borderline. Very, very borderline. Again, I've given my thoughts on what this rotation looks like. Clarksville, Tennessee. We don't cover Clarksville, Tennessee, but you can see it on your screen there. Severe warning for 60 mile per hour wind gusts, my friend. Again, the only tornado warning that is active right now is on your screen. All right. I want to check and see. Sorry, now my allergies are starting to get to me, of course. Again, if you're looking for forecast information on what to expect through the rest of the night, all that is on our Facebook and Twitter pages. I ask that you go look at that, please, so we can focus on the imminent threats. Again, no rotation up here in any of these cells up here in northern Kentucky. Not really seeing any rotation at all for you folks. Just some nice straight line wind gusts of up to 60 mile per hour everywhere, in every one of these yellow boxes, from Brooksville to Mount Olivet to Barry to Cynthiana to Paris to Carlisle to Winchester, Lexington to Nicholasville, Harrisburg, Danville, Perryville. Again, no rotation at all whatsoever. Just some nice straight line wind gusts of up to 60 mile per hour, and of course maybe some small hail involved with that as well. Again, as we look down here at south central Kentucky at the tornado warning entering Warren County, again, still not seeing, maybe a little bit on the western side of Bowling Green toward blue level, maybe a smidge right there where that little bitty notch out is. But again, that's pulling hairs right there. That's really pulling hairs right there. No, there's no confirmed tornado in Russellville. This is radar indicated. Yes, we do have more severe weather possible on Wednesday and again on Thursday. Again, Harrisburg has that severe thunderstorm going over there, but it's for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, no rotation involved. Marion County strong thunderstorms ongoing there, but not severe. What are the wind speeds in Auburn right now? About 55 to 60 mile per hour, according to the radar here. Let me add this up. We have 25. We have 15. That would suggest about 45 mile per hour wind gusts, but obviously it's probably a little bit higher than that. Again, once the line gets to your area, it takes about 40 minutes to get through that area. So you can do some of the math depending on where you're at. For example, in Bowling Green, this is going to be about another 40 minutes till it gets completely past you. About 30. Actually, it sped up a little bit, didn't it? Let me see. Just double check. Let me cheat. We're 65 mile per hour. So now, probably more like 25 minutes. Yes, Bowling Green is in a tornado warning. You can see it in the red box there. Okay, now I see some rotation. And I'll point it out to you real quickly. We have it right here. So if we zoom in, we'll see this is a little bit north of Highway 68 and Browning, Blue Level, heading toward Memphis Junction, Lost River, Spring Hill, Rockfield. Again, these are the areas inside the red box where now this is the first scan I've seen, and even this is a bit borderline. This is not anything super impressive. This is still very borderline rotation here. But this is a bit of a tick up, if you will, from where they were at on the last couple of scans. Also, you do see a bit of a correlation drop there, so some more evidence that maybe something is rotating just to the west of Bowling Green, Kentucky. So this is the area we're going to zoom in on for now. Up here in northern Kentucky, once again, I want to remind you folks, up in Lexington, Nicholasville, Harrodsburg, Danville, Perryville, Cynthiana, Parrish, Georgetown, Mount Olivet, Carlisle, Brooksville, so on and so forth. For you folks up here in these yellow boxes, you are going to experience 55 to 65 mile per hour wind gust, but there's no rotation up here at all, so I don't see anything super life-threatening. So right now, we're going to focus on Bowling Green area, where we do see a small, albeit very light, pocket of rotation just to the west of Blue Level, just to the west of Bowling Green, Kentucky. Crystal, thank you for becoming a subscriber on Facebook with that extra level of support. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Again, guys, right now we're focused on the tornado warned area. If you need forecast information on what to expect throughout the night, all of that is on our Facebook and Twitter pages. I ask you to take the couple moments that it takes to go over there and look at that, because right now we're focused on the tornado warned area. Again, you can see the path of this storm if you just follow that red arrow right there. You can tell the path of this, if you leave the box there, would be Smiths Grove, Sunnyside, Polkville, Hayes, Apple Grove, and Park City, if this can hold together. Maybe just to the south of Cave City, maybe just to the north of Glasgow, if this can hold together. Crystal, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I see your comment. Thank you. Again, right now we're focused on the Bowling Green area where a tornado warning is active for Blue Level, Lost River, Bowling Green, and Rockville, Kentucky, where we do see a brief pocket of rotation. It's not anything super incredible, albeit it is still there. Once again, we do still have severe warnings up here toward Lexington, Cynthiana, Mount Olivet, Brooksville, Winchester, Richmond, Berea, Crab Orchard, Stanford, Lancaster, Danville, Perryville, High Bridge, Keene, Lexington, Georgetown, Midway, Sadieville, Cynthiana, and again over here for Mumfordville to Bonneville to Brownsville to Smiths Grove to Scottsville to Franklin, where we see these severe warnings active for 60 mile per hour wind gusts. Also, I can tell you Since that warning was issued, we're probably going to see this tornado warning get canceled or allowed to be expired. They'll probably continue to monitor that over the next few minutes, but we do see an extension of the severe thunderstorm warning at this time. Yes, Russellville, this tornado warning cell is past you. Yeah, I imagine they just they missed another 7 minutes. They may just allow it to expire. Also, looks like we're starting to have some rain jump out in front of this line. Again, indications that this line is starting its weakening trend. Despite the tornado warning that we see there, and of course the multiple severe warnings, this is beginning its weakening trend. We're starting to see some rain jump out in front of it. Not necessarily up here just yet, but we are seeing some rain begin to jump out in front of it, like in Columbia, Edmonton, Jamestown, Campbellsville, Liberty. This will help to take the line down a notch. It won't completely wipe away the severe odds, but it will take it down a notch. Again, once the line is past you, you are all clear. And you will know when it's past you because you will hear a wall of winds for 20 minutes, a lot of lightning, lots of rainfall, and then it'll be calm. And once you get to that calm on the backside, you're good. You are good. Jose says he sent me a picture. You want to take a look at that? By the way, you can email, or not email, you can DM me pictures and videos on our Facebook page, Weather Now Kentucky, of course. Just so you know, though, if you do send something, I might show it on the broadcast. Oh my goodness, there's so many pictures you guys sent me. Okay, it's just a bunch of questions, actually. You guys are not tricky. You guys are not tricking anybody here. Yes, Lexington is under that severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. Yeah, I imagine they'll just let this warning expire. There is some brief, very broad upper level rotation here. Again, so this might indicate some downburst of winds and maybe some brief medium-sized hail. But this does not, to me, indicate tornadic activity. It just does not. There may have been a brief funnel cloud or a brief rotation back here toward Russellville to Auburn, where we saw that brief level rotation. But right now, there's just not anything there. So for places in Bowling Green, Woodburn, Franklin, Smiths Grove, Cave City, Horse Cave, Munfordville, Hardyville, Bonneville, Brownsville. Again, expect those 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts to continue throughout your morning time, which is for the next 34 minutes. But as far as tornadic activity at this time, I want to make that clear, at this time, don't really see a whole lot. I have to keep an eye on this little notch right here. This is what we're looking for. Little notches out that get a little bit brighter, and as soon as I say that, it goes back down. So, again, this will continue to be the case. I think they're going to leave this as a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag on it, and probably call it a day there because there's not enough evidence here to support a tornado warning at this time. Checking back in over here for our folks in northern Kentucky and in eastern Kentucky. No rotation really anywhere there. Maybe a bit of brief, very broad upper level rotation just to the east of Bergen, Kentucky. Again, could indicate downburst of winds and maybe some hail occurring, but doesn't necessarily look tornadic. Nice wall of winds all the way from Mount Olivet to Brooksville to Cynthiana to Paris, down to Lexington and Nicholasville, down to Danville. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, the main threat with all those boxes there. Stacy, I mean, if you're in a tornado warning, you obviously should remain in your safe spot until that tornado warning expires. Because these types of storms, they can pulse up and down, they can rotate, they can stop. Again, they can go surface based to elevated. So Stay in your safe spot until the tornado warning has expired, and then of course you can move on from there. Refresh our browser real quickly. Make sure we're still good. The hope is that this rain that we see here, I'm going to draw a little circle around it. This rain here is newer. The hope is that when this line catches up to it, it just starts to outflow it and begin to get weaker. Now, you could also have that, looks bad. You could also have a situation where we saw back here toward Hardinsburg and Radcliffe, where those storm cells traveled up north, got with the line, and made it a much stronger line there for a little bit. You could have that situation occurring, but I will tell you, this looks more like it's rainfall, not necessarily supercells. I do want to check back in on our power outages and see if we have any more reported. Just 1,000 more. You can definitely see where those harder winds hit, though. Out there in Breckenridge County, a quarter of the county without power there. Overall, not too terrible. You can see where that brief enhancement of those storms were, like I was just talking about on the radar there. You can see where those brief enhancements of storms were. So interesting to see there. Jet, thank you very much. I appreciate that. We got Hell in Danville. Yeah, I think you have, what was it, 1-inch quarter size sail? Actually, there's not even a Hell threat there. Let's check on your vertical integrated liquid. Yeah, there is a little bit. There should be a Hell threat here. They don't have one listed in the severe box. Probably some nickel-sized tail. Probably nothing too crazy there. We want to check back in on our warning down here in South Central Kentucky. Yeah, not enough there to support a tornado warning. So I'm sure they'll allow this to expire, and then for this warning to have a tornado possible tag, which it does there. And I think that's the right call because there is some little notches in here, but again, guys, I think these are mainly just inflows producing damaging winds. I don't think it's necessarily tornadic. And again, that's for Bowling Green, Woodburn, Franklin, Adairville, Plano, Smiths Grove, Brownsville, Cave City, Horse Cave, Mumfordville. Refresh our radar real quickly. Look at Tennessee. They're starting to get rocking and rolling now. This is what we talked about, what was it, 40 minutes ago? Where we start seeing some of these severe threats begin to shift more to the south into Tennessee. I think that's what's going to occur over the next half hour or so. I think we'll start to see some less severe warnings here. We'll still see severe warnings, but less severe warnings here in Kentucky, more severe warnings into Tennessee. Again, want to reiterate, when the line gets past you, you are all clear. For example, just want to kind of just draw a quick line real quickly. The line is here. So everything that's behind this line is clear. So obviously you need to know where you're at on the map to follow this. But if you've had this line past you, you are clear. You're going to continue to see rainfall, winds, some light hail, so on and so forth, but nothing severe. All right. By the way, tornado warning has been expired. They are not continuing it. And I agree with that a lot. So again, everything back here in the blue circle is clear. So if the line has already passed you, like if you know you're in Hopkinsville, you saw the line an hour ago, yes, you're clear. If you're in Elizabethtown, you saw the line an hour ago, you are clear. Right? So again, if it is past you, you are clear. Take a check back in down here on South Central Kentucky. Yeah, this is just straight line winds at this point. Yep, straight line winds of up to about 60 mile per hour from Franklin to Adairville to Woodburn to Auburn and Bowling Green, Plano, Smiths Grove, Brownsville, Cave City, Park City, Horse Cave, Bunfordville, Montyville, Hyattsville, Glasgow, Scottsville. All of you folks down there, 60 mile per hour wind gust the main threat there. That is for Logan, Simpson, Hart, Allen, Butler, Grayson, Warren, Barron, and Edmonson counties in South Central Kentucky. All right, up here in northern Kentucky, getting out toward eastern Kentucky, do see some nice wind bursts here in Lexington Metro, maybe up to 55 to 60 mile per hour there. Check it up here for northern Kentucky. Maybe some very light, brief rotation up here just to the east of Mount Olivet. That only indicates a downburst of winds. I don't really see any real rotation up there. Again, heading toward Maysville as well. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, the main threat for those two warning boxes. Maybe some very broad, brief rotation for Cynthia and Carlisle, but again, not a whole lot happening there. Again, mainly guys throughout all the warning boxes right now. 60-mile-per-hour wind gust, the main threat. There are no active tornado warnings in the state. Oh my goodness. Melissa with a $20 donation. Thank you so much for that kindness. I appreciate you a lot. And I have no idea how to say this name at all. Yamalith, thank you for your $20 donation as well. I appreciate you. Sorry, I'm just texting back a couple of family members real quickly, letting them know they're okay. Still gotta do my part as a family guy as well. Again, no active tornado warnings in the state. No, there are no active tornado warnings in this. I'm getting tired. There are no active tornado warnings in the state. Ooh, that thunder. Hello. Almost, Caitlin. Lexington is seeing 55 to 60 mile per hour wind gust right now. I promise the phone's away now. I'm sorry, I was catching up on things. You can Edmonton, Kentucky. You're obviously in the path of this severe warm storm. It'll be in your area in about 45 minutes. 60 mile per hour wind gust, the main threat. Crystal, thank you very much. She said, thank you, George, for all you do for us. And oh my goodness, the comments are going so fast. And the amount of dedication is perfection. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yes, as we've mentioned pretty much throughout the entire day, once we got to about 11:30 or so Eastern time, we felt like the storm system would begin to weaken. And this is right on par with the forecast that we made earlier. Which, by the way, once again, is this post that we made last night. We have not moved from it. And again, I think it's verified pretty well here so far. We could tell that the obvious worst zone was the pink zone. Then we had a couple of tornado warnings out there in the red zone. And then we had a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings and one tornado warning in the orange zone. And storms are beginning to die down now that they're reaching the orange and yellow areas. So pretty. I don't know. I don't know if that could have been any better. And that's not to toot the horn. That's just. Look, I'm my biggest critic, and I'm also going to tell you when we got it right as well. That's just how we do it over here. Transparency. Transparency is everything. We always post after storm reports. Juanissimo, thank you for your $2 donation on YouTube. I appreciate that. It's pouring in Lexington. Thank you for the update, Tara. Smith Grove, once again, in that severe thunderstorm warning, 60 mile per hour wind gust, the main threat there. Some small hail occurring in a lot of these cells as well. Louisa, Kentucky, obviously you're still all the way out here in Eastern Kentucky. You still have several hours till the storm line even gets to you, so it's going to be a while before you're in the all clear. Sorry, I'm catching up. I think I just got cell service or something back because a lot of alerts are coming through now. Yes, Jessamine County is safe from tornadoes. Again, guys, I think that we're looking at more of a wind threat now. The sun's been down for a few hours. Got a lot of rain starting to evolve both of these sides of these lines here. I think you're looking at more of a wind damage threat than anything else. Checking back in across the radar here. Don't really see anything down here for Southern Kentucky. Just some nice wall of winds for Franklin to Woodburn to Plano, Smiths Grove, Bowling Green, Park City, Cave City, Horse Cave, Mumfordville. Checking in on these severe cells over here in Central Kentucky to Danville. Some broad rotation here, but nothing to really write home about. Maybe just indicating some small hail just to the east of Harrodsburg. Some nice winds from Danville to Nicholasville to Lexington to Georgetown to Paris to Cynthiana to Mount Olivet to Brooksville to Maysville. Again, some nice winds occurring there, but nothing really to write home about at this point. I think, again, the forecast is kind of going as we expected, really. Storm lines are starting to weaken now. We're starting to see more rain involved with things. We will still continue to see a couple of severe warnings here and there for some wind gust. But overall, the line itself is definitely not as concerning as what it once was in the past. Again, Glasgow can expect everything that I just said right there. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts being the main threat. Again, yes, Alicia, once this line is past you, your threat is over. No, Danville's not good. You can't go to bed. You still have the severe warning there. I think it's possible, Jeffrey. I mean, if it were me and I was the one putting the watches out, I definitely would go severe thunderstorm watch, not not tornado watch for Eastern Kentucky. But they may just go ahead and put tornado watch out anyway, just to kind of do it. Yeah, you can see right here. 10 with a $5 donation on YouTube says, when you nail it, you're allowed to toot your horn. I appreciate that, my friend. I try not to do it too much because I try to be humble in our wins and humble in our losses. That guy just really set me off earlier. All right, real quickly, just to reiterate, here's where the tornado watch is currently active. You could tell that once the storms are passing over certain areas, they are. I'm turning the radar off for just a second. They are trimming off the backside. So, for example, Western Kentucky, West Illinois, Indiana, they were all in that tornado watch as well, but now they're starting to be dropped. Out here in Eastern Kentucky, there is a discussion for a potentially another tornado watch to be expanded out there. I wouldn't be too terribly surprised. Again, for me personally, I would put a severe thunderstorm watch out. I think that's more fitting. We know the tornado threat is dropping. But just for simplicity's sakes, they're probably just going to issue a tornado watch out there. Again, if it were me, it would be severe thunderstorm watch. But that's not up to me. And also, I don't think you could really go wrong either way, to be honest with you. Wow, when you turn the radar off, it kind of makes it very clear to see what the warnings are, huh? Again, Leah, the same threat is for Louisiana, Kentucky as everywhere else. Damaging winds are the main risk. Cannot rule out a couple tornadoes later on tonight, but again, damaging winds being the main headline here, folks. Exactly, Grim. Exactly. Austin, your outlook for Ohio County and Owensboro area, your night's all done, my friend. You already had this stuff earlier. Tristan, they're pretty much the same. Danville and Lexington both have the same threat: 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and some small hail. It's pretty much the same for everywhere from Maysville to Mount Olivet to Mayslick to Flemingsburg to Carlisle, Sharpsburg. All these boxes out here, the same threat: 60-mile-per-hour wind gust and some small hail. But it's going to feel like it's larger hail because you have winds blowing it all around. No tornado warning active in the state right now, by the way. Just want to reiterate that once more. Elizabeth, your watch goes till 4 a.m. It's not the warnings. Again, guys, for everyone asking about the locations, again, all that information is on our pages, guys. I ask that you go look at that. Let us focus on the more imminent areas right now. Once again, on our Twitter, on our Facebook, in video and in post form. All that information truly is there. I try to answer all of your questions, but folks, we have a combined 2,300 viewers across the board. I'm going to miss your comments. I'm going to miss your questions. The fastest way for you to actually get an answer is to go look at those posts, go look at those videos, go get an answer on what to expect, when to expect it, how to expect it, where to expect it. All right, I do think as of right now, we're trending more toward a damaging wind threat. Can we still see the possibility of a couple more tornadoes? Absolutely. But I think the main headline, as it has been for much of the night, is a damaging wind threat of up to 60 to 65 mile per hour. Once this line gets past you, your threat is over. Again, you will continue to see rain, you continue to see winds, but the severe window is over, and you will know when this passes you. You will hear the lightning or the thunder outside. You will see the lightning. You will hear the winds outside. You will see the rain outside, right? And then it will get calm on the backside. That's when you know it is past you. Also, you can just look at the radar and see where you're at on the map and see if the big bright red colors are past you or not. And all right. Yes, Christopher, this is weakening a bit as it moves east. You do not need to be sheltered in Bowling Green. No rotation, no rotation, no rotation, no rotation. No rotation, no rotation, no rotation, no rotation. No rotation really anywhere. Maybe some small rotation up here toward Maze Lick. Going out toward Maysville. Maybe some very, very broad rotation. Let me see here. Maybe a little bit up here toward Maze Lick. Is there a tornado possible tag on this? There is. So yeah, this is the storm that came from Mount Olivet. This is heading toward Maze Lick, out toward Orangeburg, Kentucky. Some brief, very broad rotation there. Probably not enough to issue a tornado warning, but there is a little bit of rotation there, a very little bit. All right, while we have a bit of a break here, I'm gonna go run to the bathroom quickly, grab a new water bottle, and kind of reset here for a second. Of course, I will be back probably in about a minute and a half. So do not go anywhere. I'm not ending the broadcast. I promise you. Just running to the bathroom. I'm a human being. Gotta go potty. I'll be back. All right. Everyone calm down. I'm back. All right. I just want to make a real quick comment. If I keep seeing the same location spammed over and over again by the same person, I will start timing people out. Again, I don't want to be that guy. I really don't. But listen, hey, everyone's got to get their comments in. You know what I mean? Everyone's got to get their questions in. And if I've already answered that same area, let someone else get a question in. Again, that's not. I don't want to be that guy. Please don't make me be that guy. I hate banning people. I hate timing out people. I hate suspending people. Please don't make me be that guy. Just really, just know where you're at on the map. Look at the radar here with me. Just kind of go along here with me. Has it passed Lexington yet? Yes, it has. I know you're still included in that warning box, but you could tell the red and the yellow is past you. That's the easiest way to look, guys. So if you're looking at the radar here with me, the easiest way to look is to see where that red and yellow is. If you're behind it, you're good. You're good. Update for Somerset, the same as it is for everyone else down here. 60-mile-per-hour wind gust, the main threat. Are they going to issue that? Are they going to issue that watch? Let's see here. Whoa. Is this what came through my house? Because I'm telling you guys, I told you there was stuff spinning out there. This is from Shepherdsville. I don't know if this is, I can't tell because this is from a ring camera or from a Vivint camera. I can't really tell, but you see obviously that right there. I don't know if that's a shadow or obviously a tornado. But if this was a tornado and it was in Shepherdsville, this is what came from my house. I knew I was not losing my mind out there. I'm telling you, I looked outside. The flagpole was bent over 90 degrees, almost on the ground. It's in concrete, by the way. And then I saw a garbage can. Now, albeit it's a garbage can, it's not that heavy, but I saw a garbage can get lifted and thrown at someone's house across the street, a couple houses down. And that's when I went to the bathroom. And we have a basement here too, but I didn't make all the way down to the basement in time. That I don't know if that's a shadow or what that is. But thank you for whoever sent that in. I'm trying to look at some of y'all's reports while we have a calmer second, if you will. I understand it's still storming in some of your areas, but again, the threat is not as high as it once was earlier today. Trying to see if there's any more reports of it. Yes, but Oregon's good now. Again, once the big red and yellows pass your areas and you're behind it, you are good to go. What in the world is that truck out there? Golly, that thing is loud. How are you guys finding my personal Facebook? I'm getting blown up on my personal Facebook now. Oh my goodness, who leaked my profile? I'm just kidding. I really don't care. I don't have anything bad on there. But I do try to differentiate the two. All right, recap where we're at real quickly because I know we kind of took a break there for a second. I'm sorry, I needed like a mental break there from looking at the radar. I've been looking at this radar since, oh my goodness, I've been back here in the room since I think we're going on hour 15 now, and my eyeballs are tired of looking at these colors. Hey, listen, I love what I do. I love what I do. We're 15 hours in, folks. My eyeballs are getting tired. I'm not as young as I once was. All right. Wind gusts are going through Maysville, out to Vanceburg, Mayslick, Flemingsburg, Sharpsburg, Mount Sterling, Jeffersonville, Salt Lick. Oh, okay. I've lost my train of thought for a second. Moorhead, Frenchburg, Stanton, Winchester, Richmond, Berea, Lancaster, Nicholasville, all 60-mile-per-hour wind gust in those areas. Down here for you folks, going toward Glasgow to Highsville to Horse Cave, Mumfordville to Bonnyville, to Scottsville to Franklin, 60-mile-per-hour wind gust, the threat there. I want to take a look back at our velocities. Absolutely no rotation at all down there. Let's check back in up here because there was a little bit of rotation near Maysville. That's pretty much gone now. Yeah. Yeah. There still might be a little bit of one there just to the south of Orangeburg, Kentucky. It's very close. It's very close. And this is an area that has a history of producing tornadoes because how the winds roll off of Mount Olivet. It's just kind of a similar thing to what we have back here toward my hometown, where we have the winds rolling off of Irvington, coming down toward here. And this is an area that has a history of stronger wind gusts. It's kind of a similar thing out here as well. We've learned over the last few years. It's close. I wouldn't really say that really is though. Yes, Western Kentucky's completely good. So I just named off the people that are in the imminent threats. If you did not hear your name there, you're not in an imminent threat. What has been the highest recorded gust so far in Kentucky tonight? That's a good question. Now, this is not going to show it perfectly. No. Yeah, but you can see it. I mean, widespread. Highest right here. So, again, just to put this in perspective, my house is right here. I'm not going to show you exactly where, but it's right there. And usually this underdoes it a little bit. So I will bet you that was 80-mile-per-hour winds for sure at the least that came through Meade County over to Hardin County there. And again, this tends to underdo it a little bit. On radar, the highest that I have measured tonight in western Kentucky was 120 mile per hour on the western Kentucky-Missouri border, likely tornado though. In central Kentucky, before I lost power, I measured 98-mile-per-hour winds at my house. And again, the radar can overdo it a little bit, but I'll bet you it was somewhere between 85 to 90-mile-per-hour wind gust being the biggest one tonight so far. Correct. After Scottsville is out of this warning here, you are in the clear. Ooh. Man, thank you for the update there. I appreciate that. Yes, this is beginning to weaken. It's been on a weakening trend for like the last 20, 30 minutes or so. Again, Georgetown, this has already passed you. So, for example, you're in the clear. Did you have a video from Bloomfield, Kentucky earlier? Let me go ahead and check on that. Bloomfield. What was your name? No, I lost your comment. There it is. Elizabeth Watkins. Okay, so I can't enlarge the videos on the stream for some reason. Oh no. Let me do this. I can't enlarge the videos on the screen for some reason because this messenger doesn't allow that. But we'll try to see what we can see here. Yeah, I don't know if that's making connection to the ground or not, but that's obviously that's a funnel cloud. I can't tell. Is that a tree though? That's a tree actually. That's a tree. I'm trying to distinct between the. It's really hard to see from this angle. Interesting. I can't really tell from that angle. Radcliffe newsletter posted there was a tornado in Hardin County. I mean, like I said, I wouldn't doubt it. I personally have only seen one tornado in my life, and that was back when I was like, oh goodness, I don't know, 6, maybe 7 years old, and that's what really sparked my love for weather. Yes, it's been that long, and I think that ended up being an EF2 tornado. This one out here reminded me a little bit of it. It wasn't as strong. Obviously, being 6 or 7 years old, my memory's not that great. But it looked a little bit. I mean, it was definitely different. It was definitely different because when you have straight line winds, everything goes in one line. What I saw there was our flagpole. Take our weather radio, for example, here. What I saw outside was our flagpole obviously standing up like this straight, right? Pull it up a little bit. Stand up like that straight, right? It's concreted into the ground. It's been there for, I mean, God, ever since I can remember. And then all of a sudden, it went about that far to its side. It didn't break. It just bent all the way to its side like that. And then flipped back up to the other side like that. and then at the same time, I saw a garbage can getting thrown this way toward you. So it was like the winds were going different directions. Again, I've never the only tornado I've ever seen personally in real life was when I was a very small kid. Um, Seeing a tornado spark your love for weather, yeah, because I'm a big. I think the biggest thing that I love about weather is trying to understand it. Even at this point, I don't think enough people realize we only just now started learning about what tornado ingredients are over the last decade or two, which is why it amazes me. I'm gonna get on a little soapbox for a second, but it's why it amazes me why there are so many conspiracy theorists out there that think we can manipulate the weather when we're actually just now figuring out what happens, right? And we still, to this day, even the National Weather Service studies have been done by the highest level of experts, and even they, in their reports, still think there's more to it that we don't know about, because there are things that occur in different atmospheres and environments that just don't quite make sense. So it amazes me how people can think that we can manipulate it when we don't even know about it fully. We don't even know about it. Well, I definitely see the storms don't do it. No, they don't. Now they did. Now they did try. I will tell you that the research that I did see, because I did look into it a lot, because I'm not going to go one way or the other. But they did attempt to do it, but they failed. You could see the findings. You can see the findings. A lot of people don't get to that part when they're going through the research. They don't get to the findings part, and they found that they failed. They couldn't control it. What the reason that they tried to start seeding storms, if you will, was to try and control hurricanes, right? They failed. So again, it amazes me the amount of people that think that they can do that when we don't even know about it fully yet. So again, a little bit on the soapbox there. If you fall one way or the other, that's fine. We can hopefully we're all human enough to agree to disagree. Obviously I am of the science here. I know why things happen. So obviously by nature, I'm going to disagree with people that have conspiracy theories on it. Um, and again, that's just my perspective. No, there's not a tornado warning for Bowling Green. I don't know who said that. At least I'm not seeing it on the radar yet. Severe thunderstorm warning. Severe thunderstorm warning. No, there's no tornado warning for Bowling Green. Charles, please take your flirting somewhere else, buddy. I'm have to ban that one. What is your theory on why we have storms like this every other day now? Because the Gulf is at record warm temperatures. It's very easy to understand. So again, before I get into this, severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Campbellsville to Greensburg to Columbia to Edmonton to Summershade to Heisville. Again, for 60-mile-per-hour wind gust along this line here. I don't really see any real rotation with it at this time. Looks like a nice wall of straight line winds in Mumfordville to Horse Cave to Cave City to Glasgow. It's going to head eastward Edmonton, Summershade, Columbia, Campbellsville, and Greensburg there. Severe warnings do also line from Somerset to Science Hill to Livingston to Mount Vernon to Sandcap to Irvine to Camargo to Frenchburg to Salt Lake to Moorhead to Flemingsburg and to Vanceburg. And again, no tornado warnings active at this time. So the reason we're seeing all this activity, which by the way, if we can control weather, right? Why is the most historical outbreak still to this day April 3rd, 1974? Do you think they could control it back then? 60 years ago? No, they couldn't. They allowed people to smoke on planes until the 1990s. You think they were smart enough to control weather back then? No. All right. So again, you get dry air to come off of here from deserts out there. You get a low pressure that comes in from here almost every time, right? And you get record warm temperatures from the Gulf that's going to surge to the north there. When those get together, they have a forcing as a part of the cold front that where this low pressure is coming from is colder. When I have a cold front almost always attached to it, it sparks somewhere in here. And that's why you always see severe weather. Arkansas, Oklahoma, Missouri, Texas, Mississippi, Alabama. This is not anything new, folks. It's only new because you want it to fit the narrative that you're trying to go after, right? But if that's true, why is the biggest outbreak to this day, if they're just doing it to make money, right, off of storm damages and whatnot, right? Because that's the theory. Why else would they do it? What else is what's the motivation there besides money, right? If they could do that, why is the biggest outbreak to this day still to this day something that happened 60 years ago? Yeah, Julie, I guess, but you're talking about advanced technology back in 1974. They barely had computers then. like, come on, come on. So again, Lexington is all clear. So I see a lot of people still asking about Lexington. It's clear there. Again, still going to see storm activity, but not severe. I have no idea why the sirens are going off in Lexington. That's what the public knows about. See, again, you're just at that point you have no proof of that though. Like, give me something with some proof, and I'll have a genuine conversation with you. I will. I'm a human being. I like to understand things. I like to know why things happen. And if that's something like that is true, I'm totally game for listening. But there has just been genuinely no proof of anything like that. Okay, I understand the emergency chimes went off in Lexington. Again, Scottsville no longer in a warning. Yeah, so you're believing something based upon what then, Julie? Exactly. Like the point can apply to both sides here. That's what I'm not understanding. And again, I try to be a very understanding person, but I'm just again. There's if you think that we were smart enough to manipulate storms at the same time that we had people smoking cigarettes on airplanes, then I can help you. I can help you. All right. We'll look back into the storm here toward our southern central portion of the area. Again, Campbellsville, Greensburg to Columbia to Edmonton to Hyattsville to Glasgow. No real rotation here, but a nice wall of straight line winds occurring in the south central portion of the area where this yellow box is. Again, Mount Vernon, Broadhead, Science Hill, all these places out here in your yellow boxes out here in eastern Kentucky. Vanceburg to Maysville to Flemingsburg to Carlisle to North Middletown to Winchester, Camargo, Frenchburg, Irvine, Richmond, so on and so forth. Some nice wind gusts occurring there, but no real rotation happening at this time. Again, this looks to be just mainly a wind threat going as forecasted so far. No tornado warnings active in the state. Again, the expectation for London to Corbin is the same as it is for the rest of eastern Kentucky. Straight line wind gusts being the main threat. Now, Aida, or however you pronounce that, I would agree with you. She says her only conspiracy theory is that EF5s stop being put out when there's still many of the tornadoes that can easily qualify. I agree with you. Mayfield was obviously an EF5 tornado. I don't know what we're talking about with that. That's easily. We had one last week. Somewhere in Tennessee or Alabama or Mississippi. I can't remember exactly. But that was very close to being EF5 as well. I think we've had several that have not been EF5 because of poor excuses. Scottsville just lost power. Thank you for the update there. I appreciate that. Hopefully that comes back on pretty fast for you. I have no idea, Talia. Any damage reports yet? I mean, usually those come in the morning after. Well, that's the thing, Jocelyn. Is like people think our government was smart enough to manipulate storms back in the 70s whenever they were allowing people to smoke cigarettes on an actual oxygen chamber. Like, come on. Like, come on. Common sense is the best sense that you can have. Last pass, but is it okay to go to bed with it? Yeah, so they'll continue to drop folks from the tornado watch as it continues to push east. So, um, for example, they've already dropped most folks out of the tornado watch as this pushes east. So you'll see those tornado watches continue to fall off over the next couple of hours. Joplin, Missouri was EF5. Oh, easily. I can't. Again, that's not up for me to decide, but there are people even within that own organization that believe that was an EF5. Same thing for Moore, Oklahoma. I don't see how you could see a city like that completely devastated and say, oh, that's an EF4 because some of the houses weren't built exactly correctly. No, buddy, that was an EF5. He is Arkansas. Yeah, somewhere close there, Brett. I see lightning. Should I go to my basement? No, I don't see any rotation anywhere. Is Western Kentucky considered part of Tornado Alley now? I think you can make that argument. Um, and again, that's because of the warming of the Gulf, right? It's not really rocket science to that. It's everything that's being shoved to the east there, because dry air is forcing it off of the western or the Great Plains. Um, I don't think there ever really is a true tornado alley, mainly because the zones of best severe weather always shift whenever the temperature of the Atlantic Ocean shifts, either cooler or warmer, right? So I don't think there ever is a true tornado alley, and I think the reason we've seen an uptick in severe weather here in the last 5 years in Kentucky is because we've been stuck in the damn near, or sorry for cussing, but darn near the same ocean phases for the last 5 years. So yeah, we're going to get the same results when you're stuck in the same phases. Greenfield, Iowa, that should have been. That was very close. That was very close. That was very close. Sometimes, Linda, she says, "Is that why you're not scared of storms because you can see and understand it?" Yeah, but there are still some storms that scare me because obviously a lot of things are out. Everything is out of my hand. I'm just a communicator, right? So, for example, back on that December 10th, 2021 broadcast, obviously you guys can't see my hands, but below my desk, I was clenching my shorts to try and not cry, because you can't help but be emotional because you see what. The only bad thing is about knowing weather is that you can see what's happening, recognize what's happening, and know that some lives are about to be lost, and know that changes to lives are impending for situations like that. And so sometimes you just get emotional because you know exactly what's happening. Same thing happened on May 26th of 2024. The day before I had my son, I was very emotional that day as well. Obviously, I had a lot of emotions running high anyway because have my firstborn kid coming in the next day. Um, but also because I saw what was happening that day as well. Same thing for Bowling Green, back in 21 and in 22. Again, that's why I don't show you guys the lower part of my body because sometimes when things happen on radar, I will clench my shorts down here, so I can stay stable for you guys, because that's my job. But yeah, it's a blessing and a curse to know what's happening. Again, by the way, I see a lot of people asking if they can go to bed and stuff. Of course you can. I don't think anything tonight is life threatening at this point. Will there still be severe storms? Yes, but as long as you're in a home that you know is sturdy, again, I think anyone can go to bed tonight, even if you have storms to still go tonight. Again, I don't think this is anything life threatening at this point. Um, yeah, I know, Justin, but it's just again, the fact that we think that we're capable of doing something that, I mean, I don't think you guys realize how hard that is to do. Like, going back to the simplest form of science, matter can neither be created nor destroyed. If we know that to be true, how can we create matter to influence the way storms exist? Right? Just think about it as simply as that. Think about it as simply as that. Stop and just think about that for a second. Matter can neither be created nor destroyed. And we know we need storm energy, which is a form of matter. Lightning is plasma energy, right? And if you know you need that for storm activity, how can we create it when it doesn't already exist? Right? Just think about it as simply as that. And that will answer a lot of your questions. All right. Again, just checking back in on the radar here. Just a real quick recap. Vanceburg to Garrison in northern Kentucky there. Highway 377, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts for your main warning out there, along with some small hail. Salt Lick, Moorhead, Frenchburg, Jeffersonville, Mount Sterling, some light wind or some 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts with light hail evolving there. The U.S. Army doesn't know all, Julie. I understand that you were an Army wife, and I respect that, and I love that you had that role. Uh, but again, Army does not know science like that. That's the reason they hire meteorologists from the National Weather Service to work at the Army. because they don't develop their own intelligence like that. Irvine, Sandgap, McKee, Livingston, Mount Vernon, Broadhead, Somerset, Science Hill, Eubank, 60-mile-per-hour wind gust, the main threat here, along with some light hail. That guy here for Campbellsville, Greensburg to Columbia to Edmonton to Summer Shade. 60-mile-per-hour wind gust, your main threat here as well. So again, once again, I just want to reiterate, no tornado warnings active at this time. Again, just severe thunderstorm warnings. Yeah, Talia, Cave City is good. Again, anything that's behind this main line is good to go. What is that black spot on Richmond? It's just a map there. It's just a little bit of a heavier rainfall reading right there. Okay, we're gonna please don't bring politics into here. There's one thing that disgusts me in this world is when we insert politics where politics don't belong. Thank you. We can have a science conversation, but I'm not talking politics. Salem, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Have a good night. Again, Scottsville, once again, is pretty much almost all clear. You just got to wait for this last little severe warning to get past you. Probably about another 15 minutes. Again, once the line is past you, you're good to go. Thank you, Talia. You have a good night. I have no idea why the sirens keep going off in Lexington. You quite literally don't have anything there but rain. Jaden, we'll probably have to wait for the morning for confirmations, my friend, on damage reports. Yeah, the hail's going to pile up. It's not very large hail, but it's going to pile up, that's for sure. Probably Grim. That's probably going to be a lot of what you see tonight is severe thunderstorm warnings with tornado possible tags, because a lot of these are going to be borderline, but none of them are going to be actually evident enough to support a full-on tornado warning. Good night, Noodlehead. Have a good night. Bishop, yes. Once this line is past you, you're clear. So you got about another 10 minutes, and then you're good to go, Bishop. No, nothing else in Bowling Green. Again, just some more rain, thunder. Again, once the line is past you guys, I'm not going to start getting into the whole backyard question because I'm already tired enough. But once the line is past you guys, you're good to go. So it's really just for Eastern Kentucky now. So here, I'll draw the little circle for you guys real quickly. Let me zoom in a little bit more there. I'm trying to zoom in without losing that northern portion there. So, in blue is the only area with a severe risk left tonight. And again, once this line pushes more east, more folks will be getting dropped from this blue circle. So it's just this main line here. So if you do not see yourself inside of this blue circle, your severe risk is pretty much done. But the exception, I probably could have made that right there. Campbellsville and Liberty, that's about it. So again, just take a look. Justin, have a good one, my friend. Thank you for having a conversation with me, not just being like some other people on here. Thank you, Justin. Have a good night, my friend. Like I said, I'm always down to talk science with you guys. Your patience is amazing. I couldn't keep answering the same question over and over. Yeah, I've been doing this for a while now. Any reports from Central Kentucky? We have had a couple of tornado reports, but of course we don't have any confirmations. Probably until sunrise tomorrow. Again, just look at this map here. In the blue circle, still has this line to go through. If you're not in the blue circle, you're good to go to bed. And again, I think even if you're in the blue circle, you can go to bed as well. I don't see anything life-threatening here as long as you're in a house. You're tucked into bed, drinking some water, watching your favorite show. Cassie, I appreciate that. Yes, once again, Aaliyah, if you're not in this blue circle, you're good to go. Morgan, thank you for your $15 donation. I appreciate that, my friend. You guys are still sending in donations. That's insane. Good night, Destiny. Yes, Georgetown, Kentucky's not in the blue circle, so you're good to go. No, Bishop. It will continue to weaken. Diamond, have a good night, my friend. What was the reason for extending into Hart County? The tornado watch? I don't make those decisions, but again, there was a valid enough risk there to extend the watch. Again, I would have put a severe thunderstorm watch. That's just me personally. But with the way things were going at that time, you have to remember context is everything. We had 5 tornado warnings going on from Elizabethtown to Louisville at that time when they extended that watch. So of course, with that context in mind, they're going to extend that watch out a little bit. So thankfully it didn't come to fruition, obviously. But context is everything. I don't know where Vanceburg, Kentucky is. If you can give me a bigger city near it, I can help you out. Trish, I thank you so much for that comment. You have a good night. Anissa, you have a good night, my friend. Wouldn't you have a good night? And again, if you're inside this blue circle, the main threat tonight's going to be 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, guys. There may be a stray tornado warning or two, but I think the main thing that you're going to see tonight is severe thunderstorm warnings with the tag of 60-mile-per-hour wind gust and 1-inch diameter hail, which is borderline severe weather. So even if you're in the blue circle, I think you can still go to bed, guys. I don't see anything real life threatening with this. Richmond is starting to calm down with the hail. That's great news, Allie. Again, if you don't see your city name in there particularly, it's because I cannot zoom in far enough. You need to find a bigger city near you. For example, if you're trying to find an example here, I don't really know a whole lot of places out here in eastern Kentucky. I haven't been there too much. I've been to West Kentucky a lot. I live in central Kentucky, but I haven't been to eastern Kentucky too much. But if you don't see your city there particularly, find a bigger city you know you're near that you can see on that map, and you can find out real quickly. Isn't the idea of the HARP system to shoot ions up to the stratosphere and it bounces back and nudges lower, high pressures around? Yeah, I mean, but to think that we have the ability to shove higher low pressures around is comical. Is comical. Yeah, in Ashland, Kentucky, you saw that risk for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts over the next hour and a half or so. Aaron, thank you for that report there out of Harrodsburg or out of Bergen, Kentucky. Yes, Lexington's not in the blue circle, so you're good. Yeah, Megas, that means you're about to be almost out of it. Again, once that line takes about 20 minutes to get through, then you're about done. Richmond, Kentucky, the worst of the line is about to be done with you in about 10 minutes or so, so you should be good to go here soon. And again, guys, even if you're in the blue zone, you can go to bed. I don't think this is something that everyone has to stay up for tonight. Again, even if there is a tornado, it's just a weak, quick spin up. We're not looking at anything super violent here. I don't think that's the case at all. So even if you are in the blue circle, I don't think this is something you have to go crazy about. And I could lie to you and say, yes, you have to stay up because I want your viewership. But I'm not doing that. Again, I'm giving you the God's honest truth. I think it's okay if you go to bed. Vanceburg is near Moorhead. So yeah, you still have that severe thunderstorm ongoing there for the next 20 to 35 minutes or so. Yeah, Darby, I don't really foresee a big tornado risk there. Can you talk about Wednesday? We'll do that more in the morning. Again, one thing at a time, folks. Alvaton, Kentucky should be in the clear here very, very soon, if not already. I think you're just south of Bowling Green, so you should be in the clear. Yeah, definitely make sure you have plans for Wednesday. And again, I hope that we trend down on Wednesday. I can tell you that right now on Wednesday, there is quite the substantial threat for an outbreak of tornadoes, not only in Kentucky, but outside of Kentucky as well. And I don't say that lightly at all. Um, Now, again, the hope is over the next couple of days that the model data continues to trend down. Here, while we have a quick second here, if you guys want, we can take a quick look at it. Would you guys like to take a quick look at it? Now, again, I haven't looked at this coming in, but this is new model data coming in. Are you guys okay with this? Are you guys going to freak out if we look at this? Yes, yes. Okay. Again, I have not looked at this yet. I mean, I've looked at it, but I haven't looked at this. This is a brand new run coming in. I already don't like what I'm seeing. When I open the sounding, don't freak out at what you're about to see. Hang on, I'll explain here in a second. I'm just getting a general look here. That's a lot of wind. That's a lot of wind. I don't like that. Let's go to a different model here. Again, 1 second. We'll get back to the radar here in a second. We're looking at Saturday or Wednesday real quick. Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, I want to look at this for like a solid minute here. Um, I'll just tell you this: Wednesday night's going to be a very long night. Very, very long night. I would be, I would be, I would be concerned about Wednesday. Now, again, I do want to reiterate: there is time for this to downtrend. There is time for this to downtrend. But everything that I'm looking at here, yes, this would be for Wednesday night. Everything I'm looking at here, I mean, again, I haven't really done. You guys I just kind of glanced over it there. I'm just kind of glancing over it. Again, I have to do more analysis on this before I can give a for sure opinion. But I mean, yeah, everything we're seeing here is just not it's not great. That is a lot of wind. To put this in perspective, you see how the lower this is what we refer to as the lower level jet here. It's about 5,000 feet up in the air. All right, this is going at about a speed of 70 mile per hour. To put that in perspective with you, the lower level jet tonight, right now, is going at about a speed of 40 mile per hour. So that's a little bit of perspective there to talk about the amount of wind energy that we have at play for Wednesday night. Right now, this looks to be for Western and Central Kentucky. Where is the current outlook at? Western and Central Kentucky. So same areas, same areas. So this is a day that if I live in a tornado or if I live in a mobile home or trailer home or whatever it might be, definitely rent a cheap hotel room. You know, go to a shelter, go to relatives or family or friend's house. I don't know. This is a big boy one. And again, I don't say that lightly at all. I mean, at all. I do not say that lightly. Again, I know how that freaks some of you guys out. But just the God's honest truth here. This trough is amazing. I mean, this right here, you draw a right exit region. I mean, it's right over Kentucky. Right over Kentucky, West Tennessee, Northwest Mississippi, Eastern Arkansas. I mean, that is some. What do the dew points look like? If the dew points are low, it can kind of save us a little bit. Oh my. 66. Okay, what about the temperature on Wednesday? Wait, let me check the radar, make sure we don't have a. Okay, we're still good. We're still good. 60 mile per hour winds everywhere in that blue circle. What are the temperatures? Did that say 80? Yeah. Yeah, I don't like the look of this at all, folks. I don't. And again, I don't say that lightly at all, and I've just barely glanced at this, so let me do some actual real analysis. Is that a shortwave? Hang on. I'm trying to see what is sparking this. I mean, obviously the trough is not helping anything. But I'm trying to see, there's something that's lagging behind right here. Gotta zoom back out here. Yeah, there's a shortwave. Negative tilt trough there. Shortwave seeps down into southern Missouri, down into Kentucky at this point. Yeah, I don't like the look of this at all, at all. Again, I'm just barely glancing at this. So please allow me. Did you like that, KY? Allow me to do some real analysis on this. You guys saw me just barely glance at this. I promise you, I will start getting on this tomorrow morning, first thing. Yeah, I don't like the look of that at all. What is the European showing? Because two models so far show quite the significant threat. Hopefully, maybe we see something here that we can kind of at least poke a hole in. Let me see. Oh, I clicked the wrong. It's the same thing. What about the trough? The same. It's the same thing. I don't know if I've ever seen these three models agree like this. The winds are going southwest at 500. Okay. South to north at 850. What are they at the surface? South to north. Now let me look at the wind profile real quickly, and then we'll go back to the radar. Yeah, this is a completely different setup to today. So the setup for today, the reason that this was more wind-based rather than tornado-based is because if you look right here, here's your wind going up into the atmosphere. So I'm gonna teach you a little something real quickly. So this is what we call weather sounding. Down here at the surface is your 1,000 millibar and below. 1,000 millibars, a couple thousand feet up. Um, but here's your surface at the bottom, and as you go up, you're going up into the atmosphere. All right. And here are your winds as you go up into the atmosphere. All right. And the reason we didn't have as many tornadoes today is because we had winds today that were going this way and then this way, and then they went back to the south to north up here. That's what we call veer back veer winds. And what that will work to do is it will work to produce severe weather, but it will try to rip anything that tries to get too tall. And so that can limit the severe weather potential. Whereas this here is south to north, pretty much straight up. So that's a veering wind. Veer, veer, back, 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 back. So there's nothing to really rip it apart at the top there. The only thing that I can say that may be helpful here is we don't really have, well, we do have moisture up at the upper layers there. There's a little bit of a cap down here at the bottom, which may help, but it's not much. It's not much. Yeah, I'm just not. I mean, again, allow me to do some more analysis on that off stream, obviously, and then I'll get that update to you guys first thing in the morning, of course. Maybe by lunchtime or so. Let me sleep in for an hour or two at least. But off the rip there, off the glance, I don't like what I saw there. I don't like what I saw there, at all. So yeah. No, Bowling Green. You guys in Bowling Green are a different breed. Bowling Green's all clear. And yes, this would be another nighttime event, by the way. Okay, back to radar here. Back to radar here. If you're in that blue circle, let me go ahead and redraw it real quickly. You check down here on this radar down here real quickly. Okay. So it's here, 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 here. If you're in the blue circle, you still have this line coming to your area, okay? And it is weakening as it's pushing east. If you're not in the blue circle, your severe risk is done tonight. So your severe risk is done tonight if you're not in the blue circle. Let me check and see if we see any rotation real quickly. No, none whatsoever. None whatsoever. Let's check down here. No. No rotation at all. This is pure straight line winds. As a matter of fact, it's really looking like they're barely even 60-mile-per-hour winds. Looking like a pure straight line wind. Have a good night, Megan. Yeah, it's moving just past Vanceburg right now. Probably about another 5 minutes, and Vanceburg will be good to go. Hello, you have a good one, Caitlin. Thank you. Albany area, once again, you're in that blue circle, so severe storms will come to you in about 40 minutes. But the main risk, and really the only risk right now, are going to be heavier wind gusts. Somerset, probably another 30 to 40 minutes. I prefer, for, I guess, sleep schedule-wise, I would prefer afternoon storms. But, obviously, when storms come more in the nighttime, usually they're less severe. Now, obviously, you can still get severe weather. Obviously, tonight it being midnight Eastern time, but usually they're less severe than what they would be in the afternoon. Clinton, you have a good night, my friend. Candy, if you do see hail in southeast Kentucky, it will be very small. Lisa, thank you. Jackie, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I wouldn't doubt it, Angie. Again, Harold, if you're in that blue circle there, you still have the line to go. If you're outside of that blue circle, you're all clear. Scottsville is all clear now. I know you're still in that warning box, but the actual line of storms has moved past you. Christopher, I think beyond that, probably by the weekend, we'll have some flooding occurring. We have a lot of rainfall coming. Roberto, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yes, I saw your message. I'm going to look at it here in a little bit. Ashland, Kentucky can expect to see 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, or up to 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, I should say, over the next 30 to 40 minutes. Probably just to be safe, Dana. I wouldn't be in a camper when you have the potential for up to 60-mile-per-hour winds, but just know, even if you are, I think you would probably still be fine. But if you want to be safe, of course. Bell asked if there are any confirmed tornadoes. We did have some spotted damages, but you're going to have to wait till tomorrow morning for any confirmations. They don't really do storm surveys at night, guys. Chris, moving at a speed of about 50 mile per hour, my friend. 50 to 60 mile per hour. Jocelyn, I'm not sure. Going to have to wait till tomorrow morning at the least for storm reports to come in. Again, Linda can expect the same thing as everyone else in that blue circle. 60 mile per hour wind gusts being the main threat. How much longer till it gets to Jackson? Probably about another 45 minutes to an hour. Good night, Angie. Have a good one. Yeah, Allison, I don't think you really have to be in a shelter unless you live in a mobile home. Well, Grim, it's all about our road networks. Our road networks, quite frankly, suck in Kentucky, so that's why storm chasers don't really come here. Also, they don't like having to fight all the hills in Kentucky. Storm chasers are divas. they like to go where stuff is flat. Scottsville, Kentucky is not in the blue circle. That means you are all clear. Again, Blue circle area is the area that still has the severe line to go. Outside of the blue circle area is the area that's all clear. Probably have about another 45 minutes to an hour or so until it hits Louisa, Kentucky. Maysville, you're outside of the blue circle, so you're good. No, there's not a tornado in Bowling Green. Yeah, Chad, you still got a little bit to go until your severe threat's over. Main risk, sorry about that, being 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. I did watch the new Joplin documentary. I found that it was a little bit too dramatic for me. I'm more so into the science. I like the science behind things. And I was kind of hoping that's what the documentary was about, with a little bit of the stories. But it more so ended up being, everyone kind of saying, "Hey, a tornado happened. We were scared to death." Which is, of course, yeah. I listened to their stories and it's emotional and it made me tear up a little bit. But that's not really what I was looking for. But that's again just the science nerd coming out in me. Yeah, okay, wow, that was a very tense moment, that's for sure. Pikeville, you still got a solid 2 hours till it gets to you. Ashland, you're still in that blue circle for about another 20 minutes or so. Yeah, Joplin was a whole different breed. I still to this day don't understand how that did not meet EF5 category. Haley's just too soon to know the exact details on what areas will be hit versus not hit. Would Wednesday be a Joplin bad day? Again, that's those historical tornadoes like that, guys. It's impossible to tell if those are going to be coming again. So, um, I'm not ever going to say something like that. Again, it just has the potential to be that next kind of sort of tornado outbreak. Grim, thank you for that $10 donation on YouTube. Says we appreciate the coverage. I appreciate your donation, my friend. Thank you so much. Time for Albany, well, probably about 45 minutes to an hour. That part of the line is moving a little bit slower. The storms are weakening, correct, Amberly? Probably lasts about 30 to 40 minutes in Louisa. Yeah, that Barstown storm is the same storm that came here in Radcliffe before it got to you, and that was I know what you saw there because I saw it a little bit before you. That was not something fun. It actually scared me a little bit. I don't get scared too much about storms, but that one got to me a little bit. Haven't heard wind like that in a long, long time. Yes, Campbellsville, Kentucky's outside of the blue circle, so you are good to go. Artemis, I appreciate that, my friend. I have not, Caitlin. Rachel, it does look like they do pose a 60-mile-per-hour wind gust risk toward Albany. Richmond, Kentucky's outside of the blue circle, so you're good to go. I'm not sure where Grayson, Kentucky is, my friend, unless you're talking about Grayson County. Clarissa, I appreciate that, my friend. Darby, thank you for that report. I'm not exactly sure where Stanford, Kentucky is. You guys gotta help me out a little bit. I can't know where every single town is. Give me something a little bit bigger near you guys. Grace is near Ashland. Okay, well then, like we said for Ashland, 20 minutes or so until your severe threat is up. You gotta go through this line first. Thank you, Kevro. I am too, Chris. I am very curious. Um, we have a lot of trees in our yard, so I'm hoping my car's okay and everything. Monticello, Kentucky, got obviously probably about another 20, 30 minutes till it gets to you. Does pose a wind risk. There's not a tornado in Franklin. Rachel, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Columbia, Kentucky, you're outside of that blue circle, so that means you're good to go. I'm not quite sure where Frenchburg is. I think I know about where it's at, but I don't know exactly where it's at. I have not seen any rotation in a while, but I'll check again for you real quickly. Let me find my mouse. Yeah. These storms are dying fast. And thank God, because I'm getting tired. Listen, when I start sounding more relaxed like this, I think you guys can start to calm down a little bit too. You guys heard me with my tense. Oh, I found Stanford outside of the blue circle. You're good to go. You guys heard me in the tense moment earlier. I sounded a lot different than I do now. I'm obviously leaned back a little bit too. I'm not leaned in, so we're good. Justin, I appreciate that, my friend. Thank you so much. Yeah, I do have a wrap on the car. I do have a tarp, what do they call that? A car cover, whatever it's called. I do have that on there. But is your wife scared of storms? She was when we first met. I don't think she really is too much anymore. Sandy Hook, under that severe warning for the next 30 to 40 minutes there. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts being the main threat. Crystal, I appreciate that. Kelsey, will continue to see rain and probably a little bit of thunder in Ashland after this main line, but they will not be severe. Yes, she does love her Fortnite. That is correct. West Liberty. Oh, I see that. In that severe warning there for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Got about another 45 minutes or so. Broadhead. Almost out of that severe risk. Probably another 10 minutes, and then you should be good to go, my friend. Shane, I appreciate that, my friend. Thank you so much. Deanna, once that storm line gets to you, it takes about 30 minutes to go through. How do you... Kelly, I appreciate those kind words. Thank you so much, my friend. I'll talk to you soon. Yeah, I found Stanford eventually. Caitlin, I've checked for the last 20, 30 minutes. I have not seen any rotation in quite some time. Yeah, Moorhead is just about out of it. I'm not sure where Jamestown's at. Sorry I'm giving very quick answers, but I'm trying to answer every question here because we're about to end this broadcast. Mainly because, once again, my goal for having the broadcast on is so for you guys to know if we are live during a storm event, there is something that is dangerous out there. And at this point, I'm just not seeing it. Do we still see the potential for severe weather of up to 55 to 60 mile per hour winds? Sure. But that's not critical. It's not dangerous. It's not life-threatening. It's going to cause a few damages to your smaller trees. We know that. But it's not anything that's going to really harm you. So I think at this point, the storms do not qualify for us to be live. We would just kind of be sitting here saying the same thing for the next 3 hours till these storms finally left. And quite frankly, this is something I could post about at this point. So I'm answering a few more questions, then we're going to hop off the broadcast because, again, at this point, there's nothing life-threatening out there. The storms are obviously weakening. You can see it with your own eyes there. And the main threat being damaging winds up to 60 mile per hour and some very small baby-sized hail. Nothing really too crazy to really be concerned with too much. Again, so if you have any last-minute questions, please let me know right now. If you know you're in a small county or small town, please give me a bigger city or bigger county near you so I can help reference where they're out on the map. And you can already see some severe warnings are starting to be canceled. Thank you so much. You did a great job. We're Northeast of you and your concern helps so much. I appreciate that, Cat Man. Yeah, Lynn, there are a lot of wind speeds going through there, wasn't there? Artemis is just the terrain. It's the topography. It's the different elevations. Oh, good point, Mike. Quick shout out to our sponsors. I shouted them out earlier, but I want to shout them out again. Weatherwise, of course, the radar that we're using here. FBI Buildings focuses on pole barn repairs and renovations. Hyper Roofing. If you're in or around Hardin County, you do have roof damage. Hyper Roofing can take care of that for you. They can work really well with your insurance companies. Also have phenomenal recommendations from the Better Business Bureau. Of course, Right Implement, our longest standing sponsor, and just full of great people out there. If you need any outdoor equipment, that is absolutely your spot there with Right Implement. Again, could not be here free 24/7 without those sponsors, so I hope that you consider supporting them and letting them know we sent you. Again, there we go. I'm starting to get better at that. I did forget it a little bit, but I did mention it earlier as well. Dana, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, good one with that, John. Just here 120 says, thank you, George. Thank you very much. Yeah, Grim, we'll see those, especially by morning time when the sun starts to come up. We'll start seeing a lot of reports. All right, I think that's going to about do it here for us. Once again, we'll make a post on our Twitter and Facebook identifying the areas that are safe to go, identifying the areas that still have some storms to go. But overall, guys, it's really just down here in eastern Kentucky where you see on your screen now. And really the only main threat is being 50 to maybe 60 mile per hour wind gust. Don't really see a tornado threat at this point. So again, I don't think this is anything life-threatening to have to go on with. I am starving. So I'm going to go eat some food. Post some radar snippets for you guys. Don't worry, I'm watching it behind the scenes. If anything does pop off and go weird here, we will be back live here with you guys. All right? So with that said, I'm George Herbig, Chief Forecaster here with Weather Now Kentucky. Until next time, stay safe, folks. Yes, it's safe to go to bed and brew.